Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thanks to Satria, who let us hear the miraculous Al-Quran. May Allah always bless us faithfully. Amin, amin, ya rabbal alamin. Next up is singing the national anthem, Indonesia Raya, and also Maras Wisip. To all audiences, we please you to confirm yourself.
Menyongsong masa depan di bumi Sriwijaya, dengan semangat kerja keras penuh kreativitas, mengabdi untuk bangsa dan negara, satukan visi mewujudkan cita. Visip Universitas Sriwijaya berjaya, tegakkan Panji dengan berazaskan Pancasila, wujudkan pendidikan sosial dan politik, mengharumkan bangsa Indonesia. Visi bersama, visi bersatu, lahirkan jiwa bangsa yang berbudaya, padu menyatu, harumkan alma mater dan cintamu. Majulah visi Punsri, derap langkah kakimu, nyalakan semangat juangmu bersama. Majulah visi Punsri, serukanlah namamu, jayalah untuk selama-lamanya. Menyongsong masa depan di bumi Sriwijaya, dengan semangat kerja keras penuh kreativitas, mengabdi untuk bangsa dan negara, satukan visi mewujudkan cita. Visip Universitas Sriwijaya berjaya, tegakkan Panji dengan berazaskan Pancasila, wujudkan pendidikan sosial dan politik, mengharumkan bangsa Indonesia. Visi bersama, visi bersatu, lahirkan jiwa bangsa yang berbudaya, padu menyatu, harumkan alma mater dan cintamu. Majulah Visip Unsri, derap langkah kakimu, nyalakan semangat juangmu bersama. Majulah Visip Unsri, serukanlah namamu, jayalah untuk selama-lamanya.
Afterwards, we are going to hearing the opening speeches. The first speech is from Marta Rico as the Chief ISACAS 1.0 2022. To Marta Rico, the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, and good morning to all of us. The Honorable Dean of Visip Unsri, Professor Dr. Alfitri MSE, the Honorable Deputy Dean 3 of Visip Unsri, Dr. Andres Leonardo SIP MSE, the Honorable Director of Cogito Visip Unsri, Mr. Fajar Wijaya, the Honorable, our speakers today, Assistant Professor Dr. Ibrahim Pana and Mrs. Amalia Sobli SKG MBA, as well as guests and participants who took the time to attend this event. Present gratitude, we pray to the presence of God Almighty for His blessings and grace, and salawat and greetings. Let us always bestow on the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. To begin my remarks, let me briefly describe our event today. International Sociopolitical Studies is an international webinar that discusses scientific research, especially in the social and political fields. Our aim in holding this event is to equip the academic community with new knowledge about scientific research and social and political urgency so that it can be applied in the future. And we also hope that the academic community can be more sensitive to the surrounding events, especially in the social and political fields. We, as educated people, have to build a skepticism about whatever happens. With research and knowledge of socio-political, we can ask questions related to the events that are around us so that we can take part in overcoming common problems. Helen Keller, a writer, political activist, and a person with a disability, once said, "An educated mind will always have more questions than answers." Therefore, let's learn together and sharpen our minds so that we can be more sensitive to our environment, and let's grow together. Finally, I would like to thank the Dean of Visip Sriwijaya University for allowing this event to take place. Thank you to Cogito Visip Unsri for entrusting me to carry out the mandate as Chief Executive. And a big thank you to the extraordinary speakers today, Assistant Professor Dr. Ibrahim Pana and Mrs. Amalia Sobli SKG MBA, who took the time to teach us a new lesson letter. Thank you also to the sponsors and media partners who have been willing to cooperate by helping us with the needs of the event and promoting this event. And a big special thank you to all the committees who have prepared this event for the smooth running of this event. I really appreciate your help to make this event a success. Thank you for the hard work. Hopefully, this will be an opportunity for us to improve our competence. And the last message, I ask to all participants to follow this event to the end and take advantage of this momentum to increase our knowledge. Please interact later with the speakers by asking and submitting opinions. Thank you very much for the opportunity given. Thank you for your attention. ISOCAS 1.0, think critically to invent creativity. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thanks to Marta Rico for the speech. The last speech is coming from Fajar Wijaya as the Director of Cogito Visip Unsri. To Fajar Wijaya, place and time are welcome.
Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala isyrofil anbiya'i wa mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Amma ba'du. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. The Honorable Mention, Dean, Faculty of Social and Political Science, Sriwijaya University, Professor Dr. Alfitri MSE, Master of Science. The Honorable Mention, the Deputy of Dean, Faculty of Social and Political Science, Sriwijaya University, Mr. Dr. Andres Leonardo, Master of Science. the Honorable mention keynote speakers of International Social and Political Studies 1.0, Mr. Assistant Professor Dr. Ibrahim Panah, PhD, and Mrs. Amelia Sobli, SKG MBA. The Honorable mention Marco as Chief Executive ISOCAS and the entire ISOCAS committee. The Honorable mention all participants of the webinar who attended this morning. First of all, let us praise and thank the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given blessings so that we can gather here in good health, not forgetting the salawat and greeting for our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Let me introduce myself. I am Fajar Wijaya, the director of BO Kogito, Faculty Social and Political Science, Wijaya University. Before we get started, I would like thanks to Master of Ceremony who has given me the opportunity to speak at the opening speech of the webinar, and also I would like to express my appreciation to ISOCAS committee who generously helped us to make a webinar come to today. Ladies and gentlemen, as an educated and academic society, the role of scientific research is very important, especially in the social political field. Ability scientific research can contribute our ideas that put into scientific studies and analysis through the form of writing, which is expected to have a good impact of social life. Therefore, Kogito today will present a webinar with the name International Social and Political Studies 1.0. In this webinar, Kogito presented two special speakers, namely Mr. Dr. Ibrahim and Mrs. Amelia, who are ready to discuss and teach us about scientific research and studies in social political field with their extraordinary knowledge and experience. Our speaker obviously. In this webinar, is expected to increase in our interest and knowledge about scientific research as well as social and political studies that can be useful for us in future. And finally, before closing this greeting, I would like to express my appreciation and gratitude to Mr. Dr. Ibrahim and Ms. Amelia for being willing to attend today's webinar. And also, I would like to thank for support from the Dean of Faculty Social and Political Science, Wijaya University, for Kogito activities today, especially Mr. Dr. Andreas Leonardo, Master of Science. And for your information, Mr. Andreas and Prof. Alfitri send greeting to us for the spirit of participating in ISOCAS webinar to the end. At this time, Prof. Al and Mr. Andreas cannot attend a gift opening speech in this forum because he is on his way out of the town. Okay, thank you for attention. Let me close the opening speech with jargon Kogito. Kogito muda dan berkarya. Ting. Sekian, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thanks to Fajar Wijaya for the speech. Furthermore, we are going to have photo session. To all audiences, we please you turn on your camera on because the photo session will be handled by the documentation committees. All right, I'm gonna count until 3. Slide 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then slide 2. Oh, there is one slide. Right. Okay. Okay. Slide 3. To all of the participants, you have to turn on your camera on. Right. Finish. Thanks to operator. The next event will be moderated by Regina Nuni Agustin. To Regina, the time is yours.
Thank you, Aura, our Master of Ceremony of today's awesome event. Now let me take over the session from now on. Welcome to the core event, which is speaker session of International Sociopolitical Studies, ISOCAS 1.0 2022. To begin with, I'm Regina Nuni Agustin, Communication Science students, class of 2021, as the moderator of this session. Before we jump to the next session, I please everyone to turn your camera on and turn your microphone off unless you're requested to do so. Once more, I please everyone to turn your camera on and turn your microphone off unless you are requested to do so. Afterwards, let us jump to the main event, which everyone has been waiting for. So the first session of the core event with subtheme, Students' Challenges and Innovations in Compiling Sociopolitical Issues as Material for Scientific Research. Let us welcome our first speaker on this magnificent event, Assistant Professor Dr. Ibrahim Panah, Senior Lecturer at University College of Yayasan Pahang, Malaysia. Hello, sir. How have you been, sir?
Halo, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Bapak, Ibu, perempuan, lelaki, tuan-tuan, puan-puan in Malaysia, Bapak, Ibu. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really happy to be with you today. First of all, I want to express my gratitude to Prof. Al-Fitri and Dr. Andreas. They're great member of the committee, the organizers. Those guys who have been in touch with me, like Berlinda and Sinar especially. And the director, BO, the Martha, Zafira, and moderator, Regina, and the rest, the operator and the rest. I'm really happy to be with you today. Inshallah, we try to have a good sharing session together. First, I present, and later you will have your question. Okay? Can you share the screen? Do you have the PowerPoint to share? Because last time I was sharing myself, it was kind of lagging. Do you have the PowerPoint, or I need to share with you?
So, operator, do you have the PowerPoint?
Operator ada? Because there is easier for sharing. Yeah, boleh.
But I'm sorry, sir. But before this, we're going to see through your CV first before you jump to your presentation session.
Okay.
So, operator, I please you to share the CV first.
Okay.
As we can see here, Sir Ibrahim comes from a background in teaching English. However, he is also interested in using technology for education and language learning. He has experience teaching English to students of various ages and cultural background where he benefited from blended learning. We also could see in his CV, his education background where he got PhD in TESL from University Kebangsaan Malaysia or UKM in 2016, and his MA degree in TEFL from University of Guilan, Iran in 2009, and his BA degree in English Literature from University of Shiraz, Iran 2003. Not only that, but we could also see certificates, researches, honors, teaching experience, journal article and book publications, and any other miscellaneous achievement and things by him. What a great achievement and what a great CV, sir. Then since everyone has already been curious and patiently waiting for this session, then to Sir Ebi, this session is yours from now on. This is your presentation time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Can you please? All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. International Socio-Political Studies, ISOCAS 1.0. Okay, next one. Next slide, please. Silakan. Next slide. Okay. The purpose of this, all right, this gathering, this event, is to provide an understanding of this webinar, let's say, to provide an understanding of student challenges and innovation in compiling sociopolitical issues as material for scientific research. Silakan lagi, next one. Okay, so first we should know why we need to know about socio-political awareness. We should have this awareness. As you see, in this world, everybody is increasingly connected, and it is very critical for professional or for future professional guys like you, academics guys like you and us, to know about their complex and dynamic social and political environment around us. Okay, next one. So what you need to learn to know about the bigger national and global picture, understand your local environment, social issues and political leadership, knowledge about the power and authority, understand your role and the impact of your action in society. That what you do in society matters, is important. You are academic, you are a student, you can make a difference in society. Okay, next one. So how you can increase your knowledge? You can read the written material or online press. You can join societies which debate society or social issue. Attend talks on campus, university campus, which are held by political or campaigning societies or during department events, or take part in active campaigning, socio-political campaigning. Okay, next one. Okay, so now we know the importance of knowing socio-political issues. So now it's our turn to know how to conduct the research in this area. So as you see, this circle shows this cycle shows the social and political research, how it is conducted from A to Z. Actually, today we are not going to focus on all of them. It could be taking a lot of time. What we will focus on is topic and conceptualization. Okay? All right. So how to find a good research issue or topic? Guys, if I ask you, normally what helps us to find a good research topic, research issue? So to find a good research issue, you can use your personal background and experience, your professional background and experience, the theories, the literature, past studies, the social media, the reports can help you find a relevant research issue. Okay, next one. But in this way, you will have some challenges. So let's see the challenges that you may have. You should, next one. Okay, first, we maybe as a student, if fadism, we say, okay, I know a topic or a method or a theory that everybody is using. Everybody is using this theory, this method, this topic. Why not me? I'm also going to do this. So I try to adapt in my work. Nobody will be criticizing me, and that's it. It helped me to pass this. If I'm a postgraduate student, to do my thesis or my article or whatever. So we should be careful with this fadism. If something is everybody is working on, you may use it or you may not. Later we will discuss more. Okay, so be careful with this. Second one, sometimes you become wishful thinking. Okay, you say like the topic has already produced so many results, so many findings for society or polity or political area. But if you conduct research, you know, you say, okay, this area, they are producing a lot of articles in this area. So let me produce also, because people will be paying attention to this more. So again, be careful, guys. You may use it, but cautiously. Not if you follow, you repeat what others are doing. Then what is your contribution? Okay, go to the next one. Ambulance chasing. Because the topic of your research is currently in crisis, is in demand, you will have greater access to that. You say, okay, this topic, for this topic, I can have a lot of data and the people will be more interested in this one. So why not? Again, be cautious, be careful. Okay, next one. Presentism. Whatever you find related to some topics in the present time must have been in the past or will probably remain in the future. This is what you may say. Also, be cautious about this one. Okay. Next one. Standing on the shoulders of the past giants, you say, okay, I will try to see, for example, in my area, in the social political science, these guys are the best guys. I only want to follow them to repeat what they are doing. Look, to repeat what they are doing is different from to get some ideas from them. Some people only repeat what the giants are doing. So what is the creativity? You can get idea from them, right? From reading their work, from, you know. All right, next one. So now you know that we have some challenges, some maybe wrong assumption. So what is the solution? The solution, let's go, and how we should be innovative. Go to the next one. Choose a topic that you can personally, you have, you know, you like it. Especially if you're going to do like a project like maybe late undergraduate, or I mean the end of the course of end of the postgraduate undergraduate study, or for thesis of postgraduate, for master's, for PhD. When you select a topic, you must like it. Whenever you think about it, you read about it, you work on it, you should not get tired. You should like it. Okay, this is what matters. Choose a topic, an argument that could be interesting for others as well in other fields, maybe others out of your field. Maybe somebody, you say, you're doing that research area. Let's do some interdisciplinary. Let's do work together. You're in social political science, your friend is in education. It has also related, it is related also to education as well. Why we don't do together some work? So this allows interdisciplinary, right? Between fields, between disciplines. Next one. Acknowledge your initial source of inspiration. Okay, you have to let people know what is this, who inspired you for this research area. Okay, your personal preference. Oh, go to next. Okay, yeah, this one. Stay here a little bit. Personal performance about the outcome. Okay, so let me stop for a while here. For I myself, for my work, for my PhD thesis. It is not political, it is about social, could be social science, education and social. So I was thinking what I can do. I was inspired by some works. By reading some articles, literature, by contacting some scholars. They gave me some ideas. I did not follow exactly what they did. I tried to get ideas from them. I was inspired by them. For example, I was inspired by Professor Geloso. Professor Geloso is a full professor teaching at the University Chiba, Japan. I got some of his ideas, So, next one. Never justify your selection only on the ground that it is underexplored. Some people say, you say, why you're doing this area? This area, nobody has done research. Nobody has done research in this area, or we have little research in this area. This is a good justification, good start. Is that all? What about your motivation? What about your background? What about, do you like it if it takes time, if you need to do a lot of reading? Not only unexplored. Okay. Next one. Try to reach as far as back as possible in the corpus. Try to, when you have the topic, the issue, try to connect it to socio-political theory. You need to find the grounds for it. Whatever you do, guys, think of theory. This is an issue that so many people, when they just find a topic, issue, try to work on it, but they don't connect to theory. Theories are important, guys. Like theory, if you don't have theory, like the body without bone, hand without bone can double it, right? So bone and flesh, the theory is the bone, the flesh is the issue, the topic, right? Okay, next one. By all means, you can listen to your supervisor, your advisor, your lecturer, your friends, your colleagues, but at the end of the day, the topic is yours. The topic is something that you like it. You have got it through reading, through talking, through discussion with people. You have been inspired. All these things has happened to you. That's why this belongs to you. You did not take from somewhere and work on it. No, you have thought about it. You have, okay, next one. Okay, so now we had some challenges, then we had some solution, right? We have the topic now. We have the keywords. Topics are combination of keywords, right? So if I have my keywords, what is my next step? So my next step will be to conceptualize it. The idea comes to my mind. If I cannot define it, if I cannot conceptualize it, if the idea comes, if I cannot make these ideas, these words to the factor, to the variable, how can I measure them? This is what conceptualization do for us. Okay, next one. When you're doing the conceptualization, if like you're going to use the names, some proper names, like name of the country, the culture, the people, try to use the capital one, not the small one. Okay? When you're capitalizing. The second one, you identify the more general theory in which you're. So first, you have a hunch. What is the hunch, you ask me? Hunch is the thinking, the idea. So you need to connect this idea with theory, right? When you connect it with the theory, it has the background. Then you try to, so from hunching, thinking, you connecting to some theories and trying to use language. It is the language, the word that helps you to reveal what you're thinking, right? As the statement, as the thesis statement, as, yeah. Next one. Then try to avoid multi-collinearity, like clusters of variables that are closely. Sometimes some people use like as a cluster, put all variable in a cluster, and they measure them as one. Then what will happen? Like the committee member, you take all the committee member, like with the same thing. Actually, committee members, one of you is director, another is MC, another is moderator, another is blah blah. So everybody has significant an effect on one thing. You know what I mean? So if you put like this, only multi-collinearity, it will be like ignoring the individual statistical significance. Only the overall, that you cannot get clear picture. You don't know who did what. Okay, next one. Make both the operative and the inoperative variables and the constants explicit in your argument. Operative variables, inoperative variables. So the independent variables that you use in your studies, the variables that are significant normally are called operative variables. For example, you say in my study, these are the operative variables. But sometimes in operative variables, you suppose, you assume, you suppose, you think when you are going to do the study that some variables are inoperative. But in practice, when you did your research or you test a model, you see that the variables that you were thinking were operative are slightly significant. Maybe other variables, maybe the inoperative also are important, you know? So that's why be prepared to change their status in the course of conducting the research. Maybe at the beginning, when you're at the early stage, so because if you're going to, for example, you want to have a hypothesis, right? So you say, okay, these variables are operative, significant, important. But when you do the research, maybe those you were thinking which are not important are also important or significant. This is what it means. Next one. Specify as soon as and as explicitly as possible. The universe is here means the context to which your conceptualization is intended to apply terms of both time and space. So where and when, in which context, You are conceptualizing this, okay? These variables. Be careful when you use the concepts and the variables in the across long time period among different cultures. The meaning, the actors may change, may not have the same concept, the same meaning, okay? Because variables across time can change. Strive for parsimony by eliminating double dealing or superfluous variables, but without resorting to excessive simplification. Some variables have double meaning or extra or not superfluous superfluous variables, or like they are not maybe relevant, or they may be extra, may not be. So then these kind of variables you may eliminate or maybe simplify, not to be, for example, double dealing with double meaning or ambiguous meaning, but not make it very, very simple. Okay. One way in doing this is to restate your argument several times and to make it more concise and precise each time. So when we have our, when we have a title, actually we have a topic. When for any research, work of research, we come up with some hunches, ideas come to our mind. I think sometimes people ask you, what do you want to do? I'm thinking of a problem comes to your mind that's very only, raw. Then step by step, you try to sleep on it, think about it, you expand it. You state and restate it, talk about it. Then you see that this becomes a topic for you. Topic is made of some keywords, right? Some keywords, that could be your variable in your studies. These keywords, these variables. So you will sleep on it, think about it more, discuss more, read about it more and more. Then you come up with the title. The last stage of research is the research title. You convert your topic into your title. This is what you will use it. Okay, next one. Okay, when we are conceptualizing our variables, our keywords, stay on this slide, please. Caution. We need to avoid obscurantism. What does it mean, obscurantism? Sometimes we define, conceptualize, and define our variables which are too abstract, very, very abstract. When it is very abstract, means not very clear. You explain it, you describe it, people cannot understand. What do you mean by this? It's not clear. So you should make it clear. Everybody must understand what you mean. It should not be attributivism. The more definitional attributes or analogous properties you attach to a given concept, the more important it can be in explaining in the findings you want to understand, the outcome of your study. Concept stretching. A concept that is used successfully to identify the similarity among events in the course of time and place must be equally valid when applied to other times and places. Also, you should be careful. It could be in concept stretching, concept could be changing in time and place and context. So it cannot be in all. Look, culture matters. Whatever we do, especially if the culture matters, and especially in your field, that is socio-political. Socio-political is very interesting area, but very sensitive. You should be very careful, guys, when you are selecting your topic. The topic that you're going to work on, it should not be something that harms people, harms politicians. Never, never. Do something that you say, okay, if I do this research in this area, on this topic, on this title, it will not harm anyone, but it will be for the benefit of the society, of the benefit of my country, benefit of my university. Think like that. You should not, it should not be, you know, because this field is very, very sensitive. That's why you should be careful. And culture also matters. The political culture, socio-political culture in Indonesia and in the Western country is totally different, right? Because you have some different value, like Islamic values as well, that can be playing role, right? The culture, the context. Isolation. Sometimes you prefer the variable that play important role in explaining your topic. You conceptualize it, you measure, but you do it separately without any connection. But be careful that variables could be measured in relationship to each other. But although the nature of your research question is important, what do you want to achieve? What kind of relationship? But normally the variables should have kind of should show the relationship as well, not should only in isolation. When in isolation means you will not consider other factors as well, only focusing on that one. Okay. Maybe something very simple, but that comes to my mind now. Like your friend, for example, sometimes you're texting your friend online. So you say the friend is, reading, you're texting your friend is frequently reading, texting. Again, you feel that the friend is reading, but the friend is not answering you. One variable, one factor comes to your mind is, maybe this friend is angry today with me. Because you're only figuring out one variable, but you're not thinking of other variables that are related. Maybe he's talking on the phone. Maybe someone is calling him or her. Cannot understand? So related factors. Novelty at any price, at any cost. Existing concepts are so embedded. sometimes you say, okay, I want to come up with the new concepts. I want to forget about the old theories, because remember, when we have a theory, so this theory has first, normally how theory comes. So theory are developed by scholars, right? Scholars read and infer theories. So for example, in your field, the big guys, like I forgot his name, of Shimpton, something like that. So these kind of people, they come up with a theory. So then these theories in the passage of time are tested. When the theories are tested, so they become strong. So sometimes some people try to challenge this theory by adding something totally new. So, but here also be cautious. You're adding new concept to this theory. But okay, it doesn't mean that you are not supposed to be innovative. You can be innovative. But in your innovation must be also have justification, must be justified, must be given the reason, must be practical, right? That's why. Arbitrariness means that something that you assign. Like, since normally all concepts are basically arbitrary, the concepts, for example, the variables, the concept that you define then become the variable. So they arbitrary, right? It will make them, so you think that no difference. Yeah, you know, when you say, okay, I will be using this concept for this, because the people, my friends, understand. Your friends understand because they are with you, because you have already discussed. Can other people also understand what you say? Remember, research is not for you and your friend. Research is you're adding to the body of knowledge. When you do research, keep in your mind, it will be there forever. It will be there for years, for decades, for centuries. So whatever you write, you should think of wider readership, not only people around you that understand. So be careful. Consensualism, consensus. If everyone, for example, you say people in my discipline using concept and seem to agree on this meaning as well as its explanatory relevance, you should feel safe. If you people around you, they are using one concept or in this your discipline, you should not be exactly following them. I mean, without any thinking. Sometimes some people are using something as the concept, but it may not be really relevant. Sometimes when I read some articles, they really have problem in terms of conceptualization, defining their key terms. Guys, defining your key terms is very important. So what are the key terms? The key terms are the components of your topic that become your title. These components, the main components, must be defined. If they are defined based on your context, you have to define them in a way that everybody, even people across discipline, can understand what you mean. This is a well-written research. Okay, that people across discipline can understand. Okay, now let's take a look at some studies in your area. Like study number 1, causes of low productivity of cocoa in Ghana. So, farmers' perspectives and insight from research and the sociopolitical establishment. Okay, this is a research title. So in this title, you see some keywords, right? So these keywords in the research must be well defined, like low productivity. Okay, so what is low productivity? Like farmers' perspectives and insights, sociopolitical establishment needs to be conceptualized, defined in that context. Low productivity of cocoa in the context of Ghana, not context of Indonesia. Okay, next one. Modern challenges, the sociopolitical issues of introducing professional and practice in doctoral education in the emerging economy of Georgia. Okay. So this is another topic. This shows that sociopolitical can be covering different areas. Okay, next one. Applying theories to better understand sociopolitical challenges in implementing evidence-based work, disability prevention strategies. Okay. Next one. Integrated risk assessment and risk governance as sociopolitical phenomena, a synthetic view of the challenges. Okay, this is another research area. Sociopolitical perspectives on mathematics education, even connected with education, the field of mathematics. It means that you can find the niche in different areas, like in education, in business, in economy. Next one. All right. So different, it means that you can find the problem, the issue in different areas, connect to different areas. That's why this field allows you to do interdisciplinary, interdisciplinary, working with different disciplines, different fields of studies. This is the beauty of this field. Guys, I have also listed some theories that may come to your help when you're doing your research. Like I said, one thing that is very important when you're doing your research is thinking of your theory. Actually, the list of theory can be more than this. Later, you may refer to this article for more explanation about these theories. Okay, like past dependence theory, advocacy, coalition framework, policy learning, policy diffusion, punctuated equilibrium, institutional change, multi-level governance, policy networks, disruptive innovation, politics of change and reform, lesson from policy change, research. Okay, all these fields can be, these theories can be applied based on your research objectives, research topic, and then problem and objectives can help you decide what theory you need, right? Okay, that's all. Thank you very much.
Okay, what a great session by Sir Ibrahim. So from the session given, we can conclude that we need to raise our socio-political awareness as we are the students of social and political science faculty. How? Exactly by reading online press, joining societies like debating societies, and etc. Like we also, our personal background and experiences, also social media can also help us find relevant research issues. But we also got some challenges like pedism that has been explained by Sir Abby, wishful thinking, ambulance chasing, standing on the shoulders of the past giants. And the solution is that we can choose the topic that we like. We have the passion in that topic, and also another solutions that is already explained by Sir Abby. So now we're going to have question and answer session. To all audiences, we please you to use raise hand features to ask your question directly to the speaker. However, if you are unable to unmute yourself, you may type your question in the chat box. Once more, to all audiences, we please you to use raise hand features to ask your question directly to the speaker. However, if you are unable to do so, you may type your question in the chat box. Then I've seen here there's one participant that raised his hand. To Audrey, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much for the moderator. Thank you so much, moderator, for the greatest opportunities. Before I start my question, is my voice audible clearly?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, thank you. Good morning from Indonesia, and also greeting for Mr. Abby.
Thank you.
My name is Audrey Hasanal from Sriwijaya University. I would like to ask the question for you.
Yes, please.
So basically, let's say I would like to perform the research which providing the hot issue that current right now is going to be running right now. So based on co-status, we know that the pandemic are going to have a transition from the pandemic to the endemic. Yeah. Let's say I would like to take this topic as my research yeah.
Research topic, yes. Okay.
Yes. So but according to my lecture, this research can be continued if 1 year lapse after the current incident. So the main question is how we can pursue this topic as the research in the paper.
Okay, so this is a good question. Thank you very much. It's a good and smart kind of question. So you will be focusing on like transition from pandemic to endemic. Okay, pandemic, endemic. If it is gonna take like 1 year, in a year maybe even we don't have endemic also, right? Maybe there is no COVID, zero COVID, right?
Yes.
Yes, there is zero COVID. So now, what aspect? What do you want to search? What do you want to look for?
Perhaps the strategy that just providing by our government or in many sectors.
Strategies provided for what?
To prepare the society to be facing the new
norm.
Yes.
Okay, so you want to see how the society will embrace the new norm.
Yes.
Right? How society will embrace the new norm. So this is a good question. So you mean, so how the society will embrace a new norm? So it depends how you want to explore this, investigate this. Okay?
Yeah.
So what is the role of government here? Who's going to be your audience, your sample?
For example, from the Ministry of Health, yeah, for the certainly, I would like to providing the Ministry of Economic Creative as one of my sample, because during pandemic there is so many strategy that just getting provided by Ministry of Creative Economic.
Okay.
To get, yes.
So this how you want to get data from them? You want to survey, ask them to fill out survey questionnaire, or you want to interview them, or you want to get some reports from them, or what?
Perhaps it will be gained from the primer data, like yeah, I will going to be directly to their instantion.
Okay,
but not yeah, perhaps I will gonna searching from the internet literature also.
So from internet, my question is, you will be collecting data because you need to collect, you know, we have two types of data basically, primary, secondary. Normally secondary data is the data that you get from literature review. But the primary one is the data, maybe you go to the site, to the field, you go to the site and you interview them, right?
Yes.
You give them some question, some questionnaire to fill it out. Which one?
I'm sorry.
How you get your information? How you get your data?
Oh, perhaps I will going to be providing the questionnaire to them.
Okay, providing the questionnaire to them. Okay. What are the factors on your questionnaire? What are the main variables? Your questionnaire, look, how we develop our questionnaire. Your topic,
yes,
your problem statement, your objective, your questionnaire, all of them must be related. This is a well-developed research. Okay?
Yes.
So what are the main factors, the variables, or the main factors, the main concepts in your questionnaire? Think about it. Or we can call it constructs. So what do you want to achieve? What do you want to measure? You have to think about them.
Oh, yes.
So you think about one way, maybe like develop, for example, for the healthcare, right? The risk, for example, the risk of going to new norm, for example. The safety or the risk of going to the new norm. So this will be one construct. Now under this construct, you will develop some items, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, it depends. Okay, but one thing that I have to tell you, when you make your questionnaire should not be lengthy, like not more than 25 or 30 questions. Sometimes you see some people give like 60 questions, 70 questions. You yourself, honestly speaking, if I give you a questionnaire with 60 questions, will you answer them with attentively, or just tick, right? Maybe sometimes some people don't read it, just tick mark. So if it is like 25, people read more carefully, right? And you ask them, kindly read carefully, because the information you provide for us is very important. Then people will be carefully answering. So the thing is, think about the number of the question on your questionnaire. First, think about the constructs. What are the main constructs? You can have, like, it depends on what you want to achieve. So what do you want to achieve? You want to, now here, you want to measure the relationship between some factors. You want to get perception of people. Perception is like when you collect the data from them, like you have some variables, maybe risk, health risk. It will be like you will say later, you say maybe the healthcare center says the health, maybe you find out the health risk is low or high. It depends on your finding. Then you go to the economy sector, the creative economy, right? What these guys say, what the factors from them. It depends. You try to get their perception or to take their factors and see the relationship between them or what. Then based on the nature of the objective of your research, if you are going to have hypothesis or not, or you are going only to get the perception. If you want to have hypothesis to see the relationship between independent variable and dependent variable, so I think here your dependent variable is embracing or going to new norm, right?
Yes.
Is it that?
Yes.
Maybe
Yes,
going
sir.
to new norm. So if the dependent is going to new norm, what are the factors that can be affecting, can be explaining as the independent? Maybe one is from the Ministry of Health, another from creative, another from blah, 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 maybe like that. Then it depends how you want to measure. You want to have a model to have, or you want to have the, let's measure the relationship between them. If the relationship, then you need to measure the correlation between this variable and this variable. Are they correlated? Then if correlated, increase in this, increase in this. Negative, positive correlation. Negative correlation, increase this, decrease this. Correlation and regression can be for measuring this kind of relationship between them, that the impact of this, effect of this on this. If it is like that, only perception is only you measure percentage frequency like that. It depends on what do you want to measure. Your objective. Your objective decides, helps you decide on your design, research design. In your research design, you select your sample. You select the context, the sample, how you collect data, the instrument, how you analyze data. Okay, all these things matter. So now you got your answer?
Yes. So far, I already received the great answer from you, Mr. Ebi.
Most welcome. Please, if you have more questions, your questions
So
are welcome.
we have to make sure our limitation also in our topic, right?
Yes, measure the limitation as well. Yeah.
Okay,
Mention that we are going to do this. Other factors maybe, or other things may be important, but we will be, the scope of our study will be only this. The limitation will be this, you know.
Yes, yes.
So it is what kind of research? Is it like postgraduate or what?
In bachelor.
Bachelor, okay. All right. That's good. This is good experience for you. It will be good experience for your masters, you know.
Yes.
Because normally research doesn't matter how long you're doing it, it could be still challenging. It is like doing research later when you are involved more, you understand. It's like swimming in the ocean. You know, not
Yeah.
not river, not lake, not sea, ocean. And Indonesia is a country with lovely oceans, right?
Yes.
Indonesia is one of the most beautiful country in the world. Some people say it's number satu. I also would say number satu because I love Indonesia. Anyway, okay, all the best.
Okay, then we're going to jump to the next question. But I haven't seen any raise hand features here. So then let me just ask a question, sir.
Okay.
So I'm interested in your explanation on how that one of the way to raise our socio and political awareness is that by joining debating societies like that, sir. So currently in Unsri, in our university, we also have like debating societies like that. And what I want to ask is that what exactly we need to do, sir, to raise our awareness in socio-political issues by joining debating society? What we need to do there?
This is a good question, actually. Regina, what you may do. So you have like a campaign there. You have, I mean, you have a group of students discussing there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So one of my suggestion might be sharing the, so for example, what are the issues nowadays? Remember, one thing I have to mention regarding the challenges that was in the first section of my presentation. The challenges, it doesn't mean that you totally avoid it by those in that part of the challenge. I mean, you should be careful. Understand? You get ideas, not only follow 100%. Just because people may get in another way, they think that we have to totally avoid, not like shoulder of giants. Shoulder of giants, we can be inspired by them, but not copy them 100%. This is another thing. Okay, so now regarding your question, you are having a discussion about socio-political issues. So you can be sharing your knowledge with each other. You can be, searching literature, the social media, the podcasts, all those social media, because nowadays social media can be very helpful for us, right? You can get ideas there and you can discuss, because when you discuss together, negotiate and discuss together, this will help you come up with the topic for your research better. But my humble suggestion, because of the sensitivity of the issue, don't touch those issues which are sensitive. Think which social political issues, if I do this, think of future. Like I said, your field of study is lovely, at the same time, sensitive. So if we do this research, after 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, still no issue, right? Okay, we will do it. Because it should not be any issue for you, any problem for you for now or future. Understand? When you, okay, you select your topic. So to be more productive in your group, like I said, try to first get information from different sources, different relevant sources, then share with each other. Share through discussion, through social media, through discussion. Yeah. Maybe some points also you ask the scholars, the people in the field to elaborate for you. Maybe sometime you read some material, but maybe you don't get the core of that, the gist of that as you are supposed to. So you may consult with some people in the field, expert in the field. For example, Dr. Andreas, for example, or Prof. Alfitri. So you say, Prof. or Doctor, we in this area can you elaborate on this for us more? Okay.
Okay, yes,
And
sir.
always the element of collaboration must be there among you. I really support group work and collaboration and teamwork.
Yes, I
Yeah.
get the point that actually
Yeah.
we need friends to talk about that, right, sir?
Yeah. Oh.
And one more question, sir.
Yes, please.
Do you have any websites recommendation, right, for us as students to read? Because you say that we can also raise our awareness by reading online press. Do you have any recommendation on websites or such like that, sir?
To have website, the name of website in my mind so far, no, but there are so many of them. You can get them by searching the key terms. Key terms, can help you a lot. Guys, today I was reading one interesting thing about Google, but it has a very interesting actually service. Maybe in future will be available to the public. So far, not available to the public. But what is the concept is, Google AI, artificial intelligence, helps you, like, for example, you type a text. Like, I want to see a cat covered in red cloth, putting on glass, and understand? So exactly, artificial intelligence creates the picture that one for you, based on reads your text, creates the picture like that. Maybe in future, this one will be very interesting for you, for your when you're explaining the text, write a text, then based on the text, it will create the picture for you. But I'm not sure when this will be available. So, okay, this is something new that I'm sharing with you. So for your question that you said, what you should do, like I said, see what are the key terms, what are the main thing you're looking for. Then you search. And one more thing, when you're searching, try to get the material, get the idea from valid sources. Okay. For example, what I was sharing with you, it was from journals published in Web of Science, in ISI. Not in very normal website that maybe one person with average knowledge. When article published in Web of Science, it means that the person, the writer, is a scholar. The people who review that article are also experts, scholars, experts. So that material is reliable. What I want to say, for example, the material from Google Scholar is more valid, is more reliable from the material from only Google. Some material from Google are okay, but for more academic, more professional one, you may refer to Google Scholar. Can help you. But for websites, you can use Google, still Google, but see who's the writer of the. Some people, sometimes you see the writers not clear or no background. Some writers, when you get their name, you copy their name and put in Google, you see that they have a strong CV. So those people, they have stance, they have position in that field. What they write It's reliable. Understand?
Yes.
Someone expert in artificial intelligence writing about artificial intelligence. Somebody is driving a taxi also writing about artificial intelligence. So which one do you rely? The guy who is in the field, right? The guy who is expert. Okay. Any question?
For me, I
Swalan?
think it's
Swalan? Yes, please. Yes, Sila.
Yes, for me, my question has been already answered. But to all audience, I think we could handle one more question.
Boleh.
Is there anyone who wants to ask the question? Guys, this is a special opportunity that you will not get it in another webinar rather than in ISOCast. So if you have any question, please, we please you to directly use your raise hand features here. Anyone? Well, there is Marta Rico, our chief executive, want to ask the question. I please
Okay.
Marta Rico to unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator, for the chance. Hello, sir. Anna. I would like to ask one question. Actually, it's very simple question because most of us are not from university background here, sir. Most of our participants also from the high school or maybe from public or just finished high school, just graduated in high school. So maybe could you please share to us the tips for doing such a research, sir, for a very newbie researcher probably. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for updating me regarding the participants, Marta, and for your good question. Okay. So what to do for research? My suggestion is first read some research sample related to the field, but not the very complicated one, because you're still the beginner. Not very complicated articles. Then when you're reading, you don't understand, then you feel like you want to tidor, right? Sometimes you become tired. Okay, I don't like it now. I want to tidor la. Okay, so the thing is that you should first, because without reading, the basic thing for being a good researcher is to read. You read. First, you need to read articles related to what you want to know about. Okay? The article that you, from good sources. For the beginning, I suggest Google Scholar. From Google Scholar, the articles which are quite new. I may suggest better, like if you let me share with you, that will be better maybe. Let me see if I can. All right. Exit full screen. I would like to open Google Scholar for you to share something. Okay. Just for the time being, for you, it's better that you use Google Scholar. All right, let me share with you how you may use it. I'm on Google Scholar now. Everybody can see, right? Okay, so what do you want me to type? About what?
Probably about education, sir.
Education and what? Education and what?
Education and
Maybe on COVID-19.
okay.
COVID-19. Okay. So if we write about education COVID-19, it already gives us the new one from 2020 onwards, because before 2020, we don't have anything about COVID-19. So what I want to share with you, because I want to share something that you to adjust here as well. So maybe education and technology and social science and technology, maybe, because I love also technology. Okay. So education and technology. Here, as you see, different years it can bring us. Maybe you want to do something new. You go to the here. This is custom. If you click on only since 2020, all article about this 2022. Only from 21 to 2022. This from 2018 to now, till now. But you can custom range from 2015 or 16 to 2022. Then click search. All article you have here will be between 2016 and 2022, not earlier, not old one. So then you will see the article, because it is Google Scholar, normally reliable, normally. So you click on this, or here. All right. Okay. All right. So this is the article. You see what I'm sharing now, right? Extending race between education and technology. This is the title of the article. So if you see, this is the abstract. Okay, abstract. Normally, every standard article has this abstract. If you ask me, what is abstract? Abstract is the gist of the whole article. Okay. First, normally they one line or two is about the background. The race between education and technology provides an canonical framework that does an excellent job explaining US wage structure change across the 20th century. This is a background for your research. By the way, moderator, how much time do we have? Maybe after me, there will be another presenter, right? The speaker. How much time do we have? Do we have time now?
Actually, the time is up, sir.
Okay.
But I think you can directly state your closing statement, sir.
Okay. All right. So as you see from here, you can get the framework involves secular increases demand for. So this here from here is talking about the framework that the study will be discussing. Okay. And increased educational was okay. So normally in this abstract, normally what you can expect to see in abstract, to see the background, the objective, what was the objective of the study, and how they did it, the method, what they found it, what is the findings, and what are they concluding, but very briefly. in 200 words, in 250 words. That's it. Okay. So what is my suggestion? Read this first abstract, then you can go to the article, okay, and read more. And when you don't understand, because you are maybe you don't have the experience, maybe you ask some people like those who are like studying PhD or masters, or some of them who are degree, if they have experience, you can ask them to explain some part of the article for you. Then for the beginning, the methodology for you, use simple one, maybe interview, maybe simple questionnaire, simple analysis. When you give questionnaire, maybe percentage, frequency, like that. Okay? All right.
Thank you very much for your answer, sir. That was
Welcome, most welcome.
Okay, by the end of the question, we reached the end of the first session. We sincerely thank Assistant Professor Dr. Ibrahim Pana for this magnificent session, sir. So what I can conclude from this Q&A session is that there are a lot of ways for us to raise our awareness, just like what I asked about the debating society. We should have friends to talk with, to discuss about the socio-political issues exactly, right? And also we could also search online by the keywords, just like for examples like Sir Abby show us there's education and also COVID-19, and that's one of the way how you can get in touch with the research sources. And thus we do hope all the knowledge given by him would be applicable in the future. But before you continue your activity after this, sir, we have certificate for you as a gratitude towards your precious time and knowledges. So operator, please share the certificate. And I please the director of BO Kogito FISIP Unsri, Fajar Wijaya, to send the certificate symbolic to Sir Andy.
Thank you very much. Maybe I take a screenshot, and everybody on the screen smile. Terima kasih. Thank you very much. Hopefully this session was useful. Any question, any inquiries you have, kindly let me know, or you can email me. You already have got my email in my CV, right? Okay.
Yes, sir. To the director of BO Kogito FISIP Unsri, do you have anything to say to Sir Ebi, Mr. Fajar Wijaya?
Most welcome.
Okay, I think on behalf of the committee, I am sending my deepest apologies if there are any errors throughout the session with you, Sir Ebi.
So thank you very much, and my again, I'm sorry if I could not help for the video, because last week we had a really tough week with a lot of work and meetings. That's why. Okay.
Okay, sir, that's okay. That's fine, sir.
All right.
By this amazing session, this is more than enough for us, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I wish all the best for you, and have a great weekend.
Then because there are some troubles from signal troubles from our director, maybe our chief executive will be the one who send some warm words to Sir Ebi. To Marta Rico, I please you to unmute yourself.
okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Pana, for the chance to give us the new lesson today. It was a very great chance to meet you for today's event, because as we know that we really need research especially on social political studies, as we are a social science student. So that's why maybe we could meet later in the future, discussing about other topics. So here we give you, sir, the certificate as the gratitude from us. Thank you very much again, sir.
Thank you very much.
But maybe
Welcome.
before you continue, sir, let us take some documentation here. So, operator, are you ready to take the screenshot? Maybe you can spotlight Sir Abby and also Marta Rico. Okay, let us start the documentation. 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much for Sir Abby for this very awesome session, sir.
Thank you.
Hopefully we could see you in another occasion. It was really nice to meet you virtually through this event, sir. Thank you and see you,
Alhamdulillah,
sir.
inshallah. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, sir. Then next up, we will have a brief presentation from our sponsor from this event, from Cicil team. To Cicil team, the time is yours.
Oke, selamat pagi teman-teman. Apakah terdengar dari sini teman-teman suaranya?
Iya Kak, sangat jelas Kak.
Oke, baiklah. Untuk sesi ini kita menggunakan Indonesian aja ya, biar mudah dimengerti karena kita mau sosialisasi ke teman-teman peserta. Oke, sebelumnya perkenalkan saya Ginta dari tim Cicil .id untuk region Palembang, seperti itu. Sebelumnya juga terima kasih kepada tim panitia dan juga MC ataupun moderator yang sudah memperkenalkan mengenai apa sih kira-kira Cicil dan sejauh mana sih kegunaannya bagi mahasiswa sendiri kayak gitu. Nah, untuk menjelaskannya lebih dalam, izinkan kita untuk sedikit presentasi ya, moderator dan teman-teman panitia. Boleh ya teman-teman? Oke, sudah kelihatan teman-teman untuk screen-nya. Oke. Oke, apakah sudah kelihatan teman-teman?
Ya, sudah kelihatan, Kak.
Oke, baiklah. Terima kasih teman-teman. Jadi mungkin sini teman-teman mahasiswa ataupun audiens ada yang sudah dengar ya Cicil atau mungkin ada yang belum dan pertanyaannya kira-kira apa sih Cicil itu kayak gitu. Jadi Cicil itu merupakan sebuah perusahaan pembiayaan yang berbasis teknologi ataupun aplikasi di mana kita menyediakan solusi finansial untuk mahasiswa dalam melengkapi kebutuhan dan biaya kuliah mereka. Jadi sejak kita hadir sejak tahun 2016 kita tetap punya tujuan yang sama, yaitu mendukung peningkatan kualitas pendidikan serta membangun ekosistem finansial yang sehat melalui penyediaan fasilitas pembiayaan mikro. Nah, jadi kita punya visi yaitu menjadi sebuah aplikasi yang terdepan di dalam melayani semua kebutuhan mahasiswa dan dengan misi menyediakan layanan finansial yang bertanggung jawab dan juga memperdayakan mahasiswa itu sendiri dengan berbagai program pengembangan diri dan juga di situ mereka bisa mendapatkan kesempatan extra income seperti itu. Dan Cicil sebagai sebuah company pun tidak lepas dari yang namanya legalitas ataupun pengakuan. Jadi kita sudah terdaftar dan diawasi oleh OJK dan juga API dan juga pernah mendapatkan penghargaan internasional seperti Google, Visa maupun dan bersyukur alhamdulillah sampai hari ini kita juga masih didukung oleh investor terkemuka yaitu VT Ventures dan East Ventures. Semakin berkembang Cicil, semakin meluas pula jangkauan yang kita sudah berikan kepada mahasiswa untuk membantu mahasiswa. Itu sudah terlihat dari update terbaru, kita sudah melayani lebih dari 90.000 pembiayaan yang tersebar di lebih dari 258 kampus yang terdapat di lebih dari 57 kota dan sudah merekrut lebih dari 2.400 saudara mahasiswa yang aktif sampai sekarang. Nah, apa sih kira-kira layanan Cicil itu? Nah, secara mendasar ada 5 teman-teman. secara mendasar layanan cicil itu ada 5. Yang pertama ada cicil barang kebutuhan, yang kedua itu ada cicil uang kuliah, yang ketiga itu ada cicil belajar, yang keempat ada cicil pulsa, yang kelima cicil job. Nah, apa sih kira-kira cicil barang kebutuhan itu? Jadi kalau teman-teman nanti ingin membeli barang kebutuhan tentang kuliahnya mungkin atau kebutuhan kos-kosannya, tapi terkendala dana, teman-teman jangan khawatir, nanti teman-teman bisa mengajukannya ke cicil dengan cara seperti ini. Nanti teman-teman boleh masuk, kemudian lengkapi profil dan pilih opsi cicil barang, dan copy paste link barang yang ingin dibeli dari e-commerce yang kita udah kerjasama seperti Tokopedia, Lazada, JD.id, Shopee, dan lain sebagainya. Kemudian tentukan uang muka dan jangka waktu cicilannya, kemudian check out. Dan setelah check out nanti maka teman-teman akan menunggu verifikasi oleh tim kita maksimal 3 hari kerja, apakah nanti pengajuannya disetujui atau tidak, seperti itu. Kemudian nanti ketika teman-teman pengajuannya sudah disetujui oleh tim itu, maka teman-teman nanti akan mendapatkan email notifikasi dari tim cicil untuk akhirnya melakukan agreement ataupun tanda tangan perjanjian dengan Student Ambassador, dan berikutnya teman-teman tinggal membayar DP-nya sesuai dengan virtual account-nya, seperti itu. Kemudian setelah bayar DP, pesanannya diproses oleh tim cicil. Nah, demikian juga kalau untuk uang kuliah. Kalau teman-teman nanti sampai ingin membayar uang kuliah, kemudian terkendala dana di tengah-tengah kemudiannya, kayak uang SPP ataupun uang UKT ataupun uang pangkal, teman-teman jangan khawatir, bisa juga mengajukannya ke tim cicil dengan cara yang bersama seperti mengajukan cicilan barang. Seperti itu. Dan uang kuliah ini ada 2 macam. Yang pertama ada uang semesteran ataupun uang UKT, di mana tenurnya teman-teman bisa pakai maksimal 6 bulan. Kemudian kalau untuk uang pangkal itu maksimalnya 36 bulan, kayak gitu. Nanti kelebihannya kita nanti akan langsung membayarkan uang kuliah kalian langsung ke pihak kampusnya, bukan ke pribadi ataupun ke si mahasiswanya, seperti itu. Jadi kita tetap bertanggung jawab dan datanya tetap terjamin aman, seperti itu. Nah, yang ketiga itu ada cicil job. Kalau teman-teman nanti juga sudah punya cicilan aktif nih sebagai pengguna cicil yang aktif, kemudian satu sisi ingin meringankan cicilannya secara mandiri tanpa juga membebani keluarga untuk bayar cicilan, kita punya opsi nih bagi teman-teman pengguna cicil yang aktif, di mana kita ada program yang namanya cicil job, di mana cicil job ini merupakan sebuah pekerjaan tambahan atau pelayanan pekerjaan tambahan yang kita khususkan untuk pengguna cicil, di mana kita memberikan sebuah pekerjaan yang sifatnya itu fleksibel dan freelance, di mana nanti teman-teman boleh mengerjakan pekerjaan yang tersedia, dan dari pekerjaan tersebut teman-teman nanti akan mendapatkan komisi tambahan. Dengan catatan, komisi yang didapatkan dari cicil job ini akan memotong cicilan kalian yang aktif saat itu juga. Jadi lumayan nih bagi teman-teman yang sedang punya cicilan, dan kita punya solusi juga untuk meringankan cicilannya dengan mengikuti program cicil job ini. Kemudian keempat, kita punya produk cicil pulsa. Kalau teman-teman juga ingin isi pulsa atau isi pakai data dan juga masih kendala biaya, teman-teman juga nanti jangan khawatir, bisa mengajukannya ke tim cicil, maksimal limitnya Rp200.000, dan sistemnya hampir sama seperti sistem metode payletter, di mana nanti kita isi pulsa sekarang, teman-teman mahasiswa bisa membayarnya 30 hari berikutnya ataupun 1 bulan berikutnya. Kayak gitu aja. Itu dia teman-teman kalau cicil pulsa. Yang terakhir kita ada yang namanya program ataupun produk cicil belajar. Produk cicil belajar ini merupakan produk non PPA-an, artinya bisa dicicil, bisa juga dibayar langsung, seperti itu. Di mana program ini merupakan program kursus online ataupun pelatihan, di mana teman-teman bila mana ingin menambah pendidikan non formal di luar kampus seperti kursus atau les, teman-teman bisa mengikuti program ini ataupun layanan ini, seperti itu. Dan ada banyak penawaran-penawaran voucher yang kita sudah sediakan, dan ada banyak pula paket-paket pembelajaran yang teman-teman bisa pilih sesuai dengan kemampuan dan minatnya masing-masing. Dan uniknya ini bukan cuma untuk umum, dan ini uniknya bukan cuma untuk mahasiswa, tapi juga untuk umum. Bagi teman-teman nanti jika ingin les atau kursus tentang topik-topik ataupun minat-minat yang mau didalami di luar kuliah, teman-teman bisa coba nih cicil belajar dengan berbagai macam paketnya. Dan yang terakhir, kita juga ada yang namanya program Student Ambassador. Bagi teman-teman yang mungkin di sini ada beberapa yang sudah dengar ya, kayak gitu. Di mana kita punya program Student Ambassador, di mana itu merupakan program mahasiswa yang kita rekrut untuk pada akhirnya bersama-sama mengenakan cicil di lingkungan kampusnya, dan di situ mereka juga bisa sekaligus mengembangkan potensi diri mereka untuk menjadi lebih produktif, kreatif, dan positif. Dan akan ada banyak manfaat yang teman-teman mahasiswa dapatkan kalau join menjadi student ambassador di SIL. Ada pengalaman kerja di dunia startup, kemudian juga menambah relasi, komunikasi, dan tentunya juga akan mendapatkan extra income. Jadi lumayan nih bagi teman-teman yang ingin menambah pengalaman dan juga jenjang tambahan kayak gitu. Syaratnya gampang, teman-teman cukup menjadi seorang mahasiswa aktif, kemudian komunikasi yang baik, dan punya semangat untuk belajar hal yang baru. Caranya gampang, teman-teman silahkan catat ataupun mungkin boleh screenshot link ataupun gambar yang ada bulatan orange ini, sicil.co.id/join us. Dan kita lagi buka untuk batch 2 di tahun ini, dan pendaftaran dibuka sampai 30 Juni 2022. Jadi bagi teman-teman ataupun punya kenalan ataupun punya saudara yang tertarik, boleh merekomendasikan ya Cicil ke kenalannya tersebut, baik dari berbagai program yang kita adakan tadi maupun di program Student Ambassador ini. Kami rasa itu aja teman-teman untuk sedikit info tentang Cicil. Terima kasih waktunya ya teman-teman, dan jangan lupa menyicillah sesuai dengan kebutuhan, bukan kemauan, seperti itu. Itu dia teman-teman. Terima kasih atas waktunya. Semoga teman-teman nanti bisa juga menggunakannya, dan juga teman-teman semangat untuk kuliahnya, studinya, dan sukses selalu. Selamat pagi. Terima kasih ya moderator.
Baiklah, terima kasih kepada tim Cicil atas presentasinya. Then I remind again to all participants, don't forget to turn your camera on since we will move to the next session that is as amazing as the first session. Next up, let us continue the second session of the core event with subtheme, the essence, urgency, and implementation of political responsibility for young generation. Please welcome our pretty and outstanding speaker for this session, Ms. Amalia Sobli, SKG MBA, member of Regional Representative Council period 2019 to 2024. Hello, Miss. How have you been, Miss?
Hello. Okay, wait for a while. Okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning.
Hello, Miss. How have you been, Miss?
I'm great. How are you?
We're great as well. So before I give the session to Miss Amalia, we're going to see her CV first. For operator, I please you to share the screen. As we can see here, there are a lot of her organizational experience since her school period until now. Some of them are like being the chairperson of Terra Indonesia Gymnastics South Sumatra Province period 2021 to 2025. She is also Deputy Treasurer of GKPPI period 2021 to 2024, Head of HKTI Division, Member of Division of Women and Children Health and Employment of KPPRI period 2020 to 2024, and she is also the Head of Al Hidayah Recitation Workforce period 2020 and 2025. Without any further ado, to operator, I please you to take down the share screen. To Ms. Amalia Sobli, SKG MBA, this session is fully yours.
Okay, thank you for to moderator to give me this session to me, and I'm gonna share my presentation file. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm gonna give you a presentation, some material with the title of The Essence, Urgency, and Implementation of Political Responsibility for a Young Generation. And before we start it, I'm gonna give you some disclaimer. Yesterday, I asked the committee how many international students and participants are with us today, because the political condition and also state of government system are very different in every country. We know that Indonesia is a republic and we have a leader president, but it's different with Malaysia, Singapore, and also Brunei. So if there's any internationals today, I'm so sorry. Yesterday I asked because I need to have some research to know about your country, but yeah, I think today maybe how many moderator today? Is there any international student here or just us?
I think the international participants are going to watch the live in YouTube since the time zone is different. Yes.
Okay, and then the second is some of the points are my point of view. So basically, I usually put some the material from journal or something, but for this presentation, this is from all my point of view. So my opinion can be different and wrong for others. So if you're not agree with this presentation, it's up to you. And then the presentation will be delivered in English as committee asked me, but I might mix both English and also Bahasa Indonesia to make it clear, because you know, English is not my first language, also same with us, yeah. And the key of communication is to understand each other, right? So I think I'm gonna make something for difficult explanation. Okay, the first one is why is it important to talk about political issues, especially for us, for the youth? The first one is almost every aspect of our life through the political decision. I can give you an example like education you got, director you got, and everything. It's through political decision. Mungkin sebagai contoh kecil yang lebih jelas gitu ya. Pada saat pemilihan rektor ataupun harga kuliah, semua itu kan ada namanya politik. Baik itu politik praktis ataupun politik yang memang sudah tersusun secara legalnya. Kemudian the second one is environment. It's everything like about the trees, also cat stray. It's also through the political decision. It's I'm gonna explain through the next slide. And then even the price of garlic, yeah, the price of everything now it's through the political decision also. And then everyone should know not to master it. So if you want to learn about political things or political issue that happen right now in Indonesia, you should tidak harus untuk menjadi seorang politisi atau tidak harus menjadi kalau belajar politik tuh nggak harus untuk jadi politisi maksudnya gitu kan. Untuk kehidupan sehari-hari itu penting sekali gitu. Jadi kalau dibilang nanti misalnya mungkin ada temannya yang nyinyir, aduh mau jadi ini ya, mau jadi politisi nih, mau jadi anggota dewan nih, oh enggak, itu just to general things to know aja gitu. So you will not be fooled or feel fooled by the decision maker, such as governor, president, and politician, etc. Jadi mungkin ada beberapa yang merasa dibodoh-bodohi seperti itu ya. Kadang kita bisa baca berita banyak banget jubir, bukan jubir apa sih kalau misalnya kayak Rocky Gerung itu apa ya namanya? Ya aktivis semacam itu kan mereka kan suka kasih apa opini masing-masing dan ada orang-orang yang berlawanan opininya, ada yang memang oposisi, ada yang memang orangnya dari pemerintahan, dan itu kan mereka punya opini masing-masing. Nah, agar kita itu tidak terikut-ikuti atau terpanas-panasi oleh keadaan yang sebenarnya mungkin mereka baik-baik saja di sini gitu kan. Jadi kita juga harus tahu apa sih sebenarnya. Jadi bukan karena katanya seperti itu. Misalnya ada yang ikut demo kemarin, tapi ternyata tidak tahu topiknya yang dibahas itu apa, yang didemoin itu apa, atau bahkan ada yang pernah protes atau tentang apalah bilang misalnya cipta kerja, undang-undang cipta kerja yang sedang digalakan seperti ini merugikan semua pihak gitu. Mungkin apakah orang yang berbicara itu sudah tahu betul apa isinya. Nah, itu maksud saya. Jadi sebelum kita dibodohi dan juga merasa dibodoh-bodohi, jadi kita harus tahu dan belajar tentang political issue itu sendiri. Kemudian, why young people should be involved in the political process. Jadi ini ada gimana sih? Sebentar ya, sorry. Ini ada slide yang saya dapat dari Tirto sepertinya. Tapi ini berdasarkan Badan Pusat Statistik ya. We can see here that the young generation, which is Gen Z, which is you, and millennial, which is me right now, and also another generation is post Gen Z. It's kind of more than half of the nation right now. So there's Gen X is, I think Gen X is still young, right? Yeah, and people who born in 1970 to 1980 it's still active and still young. It's different. Their point of view or their the way of their thinking is very different with the baby boomers. So we can see here, this is our time right now because young people are part of political history in Indonesia. Itu kita tahu kekuatan pemuda dan pemuda itu selalu menjadi pemimpin. Bung Karno, Bung Hatta itu kan selalu diberi ruang. Sepertinya kalau kita baca sejarah tuh kayaknya ini yang hebat-hebat itu orang-orang muda. Tapi kita juga tidak boleh melupakan bahwa pada zaman dulu itu orang-orang yang anak-anak muda itu merekalah yang punya akses untuk pendidikan. Kenapa mereka bisa terpilih? Kenapa mereka bisa memimpin Indonesia pada saat itu ya? Karena orang-orang yang berpendidikan pada saat itu hanya mereka. Jadi beda sekali dengan sekarang. Kalau sekarang kalau kita mau bandingkan gitu, oh anak muda itu harus ini yang paling terdepan atau gimana? Pada zaman sekarang semua orang punya akses untuk pendidikan. Jadi sangat-sangat setara gitu. Makanya mungkin agak lebih susah dari zaman sekarang dan zaman dulu untuk anak-anak muda dapat posisi penting karena orang-orang tua pada zaman ini juga punya akses pendidikan yang bagus, mereka punya pengalaman yang baik. Jadi kita tidak bisa hanya membanggakan usia saja atau kemudaan saja, tapi juga kita harus menunjukkan apa sih yang kita punya, apa sih yang lebih dari kaum kita ini. Kemudian juga many candidates try to pursue the novice fodder, which is us and you also. They also try to talk and dress casually. We can see in the social media many president candidate try to make a trend, joining the youth trend like a TikTok, like Instagram. We can see, I can say the name like maybe, yeah, I can say the BUMN minister, it's always in the FYP on the TikTok because, yeah, he tried to pursue us and try to, karena dia tahu bahwa pemilih saat ini adalah pemilih pemuda yang paling banyak gitu. Jadi ini saat ini tuh pemuda ya mungkin dari zaman beberapa tahun kebelakangan, mungkin sekitar seperiode atau 2 periode sebelumnya, kaum muda ini adalah incaran bagus seperti itu. Kemudian juga banyak sekali kandidat-kandidat baik itu legislatif ataupun pemimpin sebuah provinsi atau negara menggunakan kaum muda, baik influencer atau selebriti, untuk menjadi juru bicara. Kita bisa tahu sekarang, ya lihat aja, jadi ini sesuatu yang benar-benar ada dan nyata gitu. Kita bisa lihat kemarin mungkin yang waktu pemilihan presiden ada yang punya sebuah komunitas untuk kaum mudanya sendiri karena untuk menjaring pemilih muda. Dan kita bisa lihat juga sebenarnya kemana mereka sekarang. Yang mereka pakai dahulu itu kemana? Apakah ada mendapatkan posisi yang strategic. Strategic position ini bukan hanya di kalangan, misalnya kita bisa lihat staf sus, mungkin banyak staf sus Presiden Jokowi pakai staf sus milenial semuanya gitu kan. Tapi apakah ini mempunyai posisi yang bagus? Apakah mereka itu adalah decision maker atau hanya display figure aja gitu? Ataukah hanya untuk dipertontonkan saja seperti itu? Nah, ini yang harus kita pikirkan bersama dan kita juga harus ketahui. From now, we must refuse to be used as a tool. We need to be involved in every aspect of the political process and get at least a strategic position to get the benefit for our generation. Jadi, banyak hal yang sebenarnya berkaitan dengan kepemudaan, seperti Kementerian Pemuda. Kenapa sampai sekarang Menteri Pemuda dan Olahraganya itu bukan anak muda? Gitu. Dan banyak juga seperti kementerian yang bersangkut paut dengan kita, seperti lingkungan hidup dan Kementerian Energi yang berhubungan dengan energi fosil maksud saya. Kenapa tidak melibatkan kaum muda yang pada akhirnya dampaknya itu akan kita rasakan. Contohnya, current political policies that impact youth. Yang pertama adalah digital government legal draft. Jadi beberapa contoh ini adalah contoh yang sedang saya lakukan saat ini. Saya di DPD RI itu berada di digital government, maksud saya legal drafting committee itu. Jadi kita perancang undang-undang, kemudian saya juga berada di Komite 2 yang berhubungan dengan energi salah satunya. Nah, untuk di PPU sendiri kami sedang membahas digital government legal draft. Ini kalau misalnya kita bisa bilang hal-hal yang berhubungan dengan digital government ini sudah seharusnya kita lakukan gitu. Masa sih pihak swasta, sebut saja Gojek atau Tokopedia dan lain sebagainya, lebih advance daripada government sendiri gitu kan. Kan jangan sampai kita tertinggal dengan rakyatnya, jangan sampai pemerintah itu tertinggal teknologinya dengan rakyatnya. Dan yang salah selama ini adalah they have their egocentrical in their minister system gitu. Jadi setiap kementerian itu punya egocentrik masing-masing, pasti kayak kalau yang udah bayar pajak, saya beberapa kali mencoba bayar pajak itu pakai internet websitenya saya lupa gitu kan. Jadi bayar pajak itu langsung pakai ke websitenya, saya nggak harus ke kantornya lagi. Terus juga ada sih banyak banget imigrasi juga kita bisa bikin paspor tanpa harus, ya tetap harus datang tapi mendaftar dan datang ke sana tinggal foto. Banyak sekali gitu yang sebenarnya udah memulai untuk melakukan digitalisasi, tapi nyatanya mereka itu masing-masing tidak terhubung. Itulah kenapa mungkin banyak yang protes, ya akhirnya sekarang kan udah mulai diubah nih. Kenapa nomor KTP, ada nomor KTP, ada nomor NPWP, ada nomor BPJS, ada nomor segala macam, banyak nomor yang kita punya di dompet sampai tebal. Ini kan seharusnya semuanya terkoneksi. Nah, ini sesuatu yang sangat berhubungan sekali dengan kaum pemuda, karena kita tahu kaum muda ini sangat dekat dengan teknologi, dan kadang menurut saya kreativitas dan critical thinking-nya itu akan lebih masuk di kaum muda daripada kaum yang lebih senior. Karena menurut mereka misalnya kita membaca sesuatu dari iPad itu udah digitalisasi, padahal kan itu tidak. Itu hanya elektronisasi namanya. Yang namanya digitalisasi itu kan terhubung sebuah sistem gitu kan. Nah, ini sesuatu yang menurut saya ini kaum muda juga penting untuk turut andil menyaksikan dan melakukan pengawasan tentang ini. Kemudian juga ada renewable energy, likely or not it should be done immediately. Jadi di Komite 2 saya sedang beberapa hari kemudian memulai untuk mengerjakan tentang rancangan undang-undang energi terbarukan. Seperti yang kita tahu saat ini kita masih menggunakan energi fosil, batu bara, dan segala macamnya, yang memang kita kaya akan batu bara. Tapi apakah ini nggak akan habis? Apakah ini akan terus-menerus ada? Kan tentu tidak, ini akan ada habisnya. Dan efeknya itu akan ada di kita. Seperti yang kita tahu juga banyak sekali ilmuwan yang sudah memperingatkan bahwa seharusnya kita tuh sudah mulai waspada akan akhir dari dunia ini gitu. Jangan sampai beberapa tahun pas giliran kita udah tua nih, udah susah, udah krisis air gitu. Sekarang aja krisis minyak susahnya gimana gitu, apalagi krisis air gitu kan di negara kita ini kan nggak masuk akal gitu. Indonesia kalau kita lihat dari luar angkasa sangat hijau dan biru, tapi kok bisa krisis gitu kan nggak masuk akal. Nah ini juga harus dipertimbangkan juga gitu. Banyak sekali kebijakan-kebijakan mengenai ekspor mineral dan batu bara segala macamnya ini masih dilakukan gitu. Harusnya kan kita juga harus berpikir untuk mencukupi diri sendiri dulu baru untuk mencukupi negara lain seperti itu. Mungkin ini terdengarnya kalau untuk sisi ekonomi, waduh jangan gitu dong. Ini kan pemasukan bagi negara gitu. Tapi ini harus dipikirkan dampaknya ke depannya gitu. Kita energi terbarukan itu kan kita juga kaya akan itu seperti sinar matahari. Nah, di Sumatera Selatan apalagi panasnya luar biasa gitu, kaya sekali akan energi surya. Terus juga mungkin ada di beberapa daerah yang pantai ataupun lainnya yang punya angin yang sangat kencang, itu kan bisa digunakan untuk energi angin. Nah, harusnya kita sudah mulai berpikir ke sana mau tidak mau. Cina yang negaranya sangat besar dan kaya akan batu bara, mereka itu masih melakukan impor dari negara lain. Kenapa nggak gali negaranya sendiri? Pasti there must be something behind that gitu. Yang kita harus juga berpikir gitu. Kok negara kayak Cina ini yang luar biasa besar, penduduknya banyak gitu, masih impor, kenapa nggak gali sendiri aja di tanah mereka gitu. Ya pasti mereka berpikir lebih jauh daripada kita. Kemudian juga salah satu contohnya juga yang sedang digalakkan di DPD itu adalah presidential threshold, di mana batas minimum untuk mencalonkan presiden saat ini kan kita itu berapa persen ya? Kalau tidak salah ada persentase untuk partainya harus mempunyai kursi tertentu atau harus didukung oleh beberapa partai yang kalau dijumlahkan kursinya akan mencukupi. Ini kan cukup menyulitkan. Jadi udah bisa ketebak siapa-siapa aja presidennya kalau gitu. Kalau sistemnya masih seperti ini, kita udah bisa tahu pasti partai PDI, Golkar, Nasdem atau Demokrat yang besar-besar seperti itu yang punya opportunity. Jadi kalau kita berusaha mendukung untuk dikuranginya presidential threshold ini, it's gonna open up our opportunity for young people to be a leader of the nation. Jadi siapapun bisa akan jadi leader, bahkan anak muda yang mungkin masih usia 30-an bisa jadi presiden gitu. Kemudian ini kayaknya udah di akhir-akhir. Saya tidak terlalu membuat banyak slide. Biasanya juga saya akan membuka sesi tanya jawab dan berharap ada poin yang ingin kita bahas di situ di sesi tanya jawab yang bisa saya berikan atau saya jelaskan dari pengalaman saya. Nah, ini salah satu beberapa experience as a young politician in Indonesia. Opportunity-nya untuk young politician in Indonesia, the democratic system in Indonesia is very open up our way to be a politician at young age. Although there are still many shortcomings, the electoral system in Indonesia open up opportunity for all age, gender, and also race. Jadi sistem pemilihan kita yaitu sistem pemilihan langsung ini kan sangat membuka ruang sekali, jadi siapapun boleh memilih dan maksudnya pemilih tetap tentunya gitu, boleh memilih siapapun, tidak harus melalui partai-partai tertentu gitu. Maksud saya misalnya contoh saja saya di DPD RI kan saya tidak mewakili partai apapun dan tidak mewakili organisasi apapun. Jadi di DPD itu ya siapapun boleh nyalon gitu, mau ras apapun lah, mau Melayu, Chinese, Arab, itu sangat terbuka sekali gitu. Dan juga usia, apalagi di Sumatera Selatan kita tahu banyak banget kemarin yang mencalonkan diri jadi anggota DPD RI yang masih pada muda-muda. Kemudian juga gender, kalau dibilang ada kesetaraan gender, Sumsel ini sebagai salah satu contoh yang sangat membuka sekali untuk gender wanita untuk menjadi politisi. Seperti contohnya kami di DPD RI itu semuanya 4-4-nya perempuan gitu. Jadi sangat gampang gitu. Mungkin nggak gampang kalau bagi kita, tapi dibandingkan dengan negara lain menurut saya ini sangat gampang. Kemudian juga the young generation is half of the nation now, as I said before. Memang kita lihat tadi pemilih pemula atau pemilih muda ini adalah sasaran yang sangat sedap gitu dulunya. Tapi kan sekarang kita sudah punya pilihan dengan pemuda juga yang sebagai figur, dan juga kalau bisa saya bilang pemuda sekarang ini kan lebih melek teknologi, jadi akan lebih gampang untuk mencari informasi, tidak seperti dulu. Dulu mungkin hanya dari berita di TV, kita bisa menilainya dari berita di TV saja, tapi sekarang kan kita bisa melakukan research sendiri, kita bisa googling atau bahkan ya apapun itu. Kemudian challenge and how to deal with them. The oligarchic system that is still common in Indonesia makes it difficult for young people who are starting their political career to have a good position. Ini udah rahasia umum sekali. Banyak sekali memang mungkin beberapa orang akan benci dengan politik karena banyak yang KKN, korupsi, kolusi, dan nepotisme gitu kan. Mereka berpikir bahwa semua politisi itu seperti itu, semua politisi itu pasti korupsi dan selain segala macamnya, sehingga mereka benci. Padahal kan kalau mereka udah tercebur dalam sana atau mereka mungkin sudah bisa melihat lebih dekat, tidak semua orang seperti itu ya. Semua lembaga pasti punya yang kayak gitu. Mungkin ada juga yang sekarang polisi lagi diincar-incarnya karena katanya ya negatif komen lah, padahal kan itu hanya oknum, nggak semua yang seperti itu. Cuma karena sering terjadi, mungkin jadi tercapnya itu sebuah lembaga, ya itu sangat dimaklumi sekali. Begitu juga untuk kaum muda gitu. Kalau mau memulai karir politik sendiri, mungkin bisa, tapi posisinya akan sulit untuk mendapatkan posisi. Saya bisa cerita mungkin di partai tertentu, nggak partai tertentu, hampir semua partai gitu. Anak-anak mudanya itu pasti ada yang punya posisi baik di partai, pasti punya sebuah hubungan dengan petinggi-petinggi partainya. Entah itu anaknya, entah siapalah itu gitu kan. Nah, ini sesuatu yang sangat masih common di Indonesia, dan ya bisa dibilang ya itu terjadi karena masyarakatnya juga membiarkan yang seperti itu. Nah, ini kan ya saya percaya dengan sendirinya dengan waktu ini akan perlahan pasti akan hilang. Caranya bagaimana? Kalau misalnya kita adalah orang yang berdiri sendiri masuk ke dunia politik tanpa orang tua yang bukan punya posisi bagus di politik, ya caranya dengan menunjukkan skills dan juga expand your network. Menunjukkan skills di sini kadang waktu saya kuliah itu yang namanya show off kayak gitu, menunjukkan skill itu dibilangnya show off lah, pamer lah segala macam. Tapi pada akhirnya pada masuk ke dunia kerja, mau tidak mau kita harus menunjukkan skill kita. Apapun itu, karena pasti akan berguna. Walaupun nggak berhubungan, misalnya saya dulu waktu SMP, SMA gitu, saya suka ikut lomba-lomba nyanyi, masuk ke dunia politik rasanya nggak berguna gitu. Tapi ternyata berguna juga. Ketika saya turun, ketika politisi turun ke masyarakat, pasti masyarakat akan meminta mereka untuk nyanyi atau segala macam gitu kan. Ya mau tidak mau jadinya berguna gitu. Dan orang akan nilai, oh bagus juga ya. Terus ada yang mikir, oh bagus juga ya, kita pilih aja ya dia. Nah, kita kan nggak tahu cara berpikir orang lain, apalagi yang di daerah itu bagaimana. Ya skill apapun yang kamu punya, sebanyak apapun skill yang kamu punya, tunjukkanlah itu. Tidak usah peduli apa kata orang. Kemudian juga expand your network. Ini yang menjadi masalah apalagi di generasi muda saat ini. Banyak yang malu atau nggak enakan atau bahkan minder. Saya kurang tahu istilahnya apa gitu. Sangat berbeda dengan generasi sebelumnya yang di tempat umum atau dengan orang asing tuh nggak apa-apa gitu, mau memulai percakapan tertentu gitu. Kaum muda saat ini kebanyakan juga karena mungkin terlalu banyak terhubung, mungkin mereka punya kemampuan skill dalam mendekatkan diri yang baik di secara online gitu di sosial media atau bagaimana. Nah, ketika mendekatkan diri secara langsung tuh skill-nya kurang. Nah, itu yang sebenarnya harus kita asah dan jadi pelajaran bagi kita, jadi cerminan bagi kita. Ini saya bukan hanya ngomongin tentang kaum muda, tapi juga untuk saya sendiri gitu. Saya alhamdulillah terasah etika saya itu di kedokteran. Mungkin kalau di kuliah kedokteran itu seperti apa, itu namanya etika itu pasti nomor 1. Nah, ini yang harus kita belajar juga yang namanya etika dalam bersosialisasi. Jadi ketika kamu ketemu orang yang posisinya bagus itu, ya kita bisa mendekatkan diri kepada mereka dan mereka percaya dengan kita. Kadang juga banyak orang yang nggak punya skill tapi punya network yang bagus, ya dapat posisi bagus juga. Kemudian challenge lainnya, starting a political career, that's mean you should have a settled income. Yeah, I talking about the money, and then which mean it's kind of hard to achieve at a very young age. Jadi sebelum memulai karir politik, ya mau nggak mau harus punya uang, karena dana politik di Indonesia itu cukup besar. Semua orang tahu ketika kita mau mencalonkan diri atau memulai masuk ke partai politik itu biayanya cukup besar, dan sebelum mulai dari itu juga kita artinya harus punya pendapatan yang sudah settle, bukan hanya soal makan dan minum kebutuhan pokok saja, tapi juga kita harus sudah bisa mencukupi kebutuhan lainnya gitu. Jangan sampai banyak sekali orang-orang yang mau mencalonkan diri menjadi anggota dewan itu menjual segala macam aset, rumah, mobil, tahu-tahu kalah nggak punya apa-apa. Nah, itu kan salah satu contoh yang salah. Dan ini cukup sulit dicapai. Jarang sekali anak-anak muda itu yang punya usia 20-an tuh udah punya pendapatan yang bisa mencukupi kebutuhan tersier lah, anggaplah gitu. Itu jarang sekali. Jadi wajar banget gitu. Kalau misalnya masih memulai karir di usia 20-an itu sangat wajar. Jadi yang ingin saya tekankan di sini adalah be patient with the process. Karena contoh-contoh yang kita lihat sukses usia muda itu kayaknya agak susah gitu, agak jarang gitu. Saya bukan mau mematahkan semangat, tapi di setiap seminar saya selalu mengatakan ini gitu. Mungkin yang kalian ya orang-orangnya contoh aja siapa misalnya Elon Musk seperti itu kaya ya, karena mungkin di berita atau di bacaan-bacaan lainnya seolah-olah itu dia berdiri sendiri gitu. Padahal kan tidak, orang tuanya juga adalah seseorang dan mempunyai akses untuk pendidikan, punya akses untuk networking-nya gitu. Ya banyak lah yang seperti itu. Nadiem Makarim misalnya, oh keren ya bisa bikin aplikasi yang sangat bisa dibilang mendunia lah ibaratnya gitu. Nadiem Makarim kan bisa hebat memang, sekolah di Harvard ya, pasti background pendidikan sebelumnya juga bagus gitu, dan kita bisa tahu juga siapa bapaknya. Itu kantor Kementerian Pendidikan di seberangnya kantor bapaknya itu ada menara namanya Makarim and Friends. Jadi bapak itu lawyer cukup terkenal yang menangani kasus-kasus perusahaan besar di Indonesia. Nah itu kan kita maksud saya di sini, saya bukan mematahkan semangat, tapi kita harus juga berpikir rasional gitu. Bermimpi boleh, tapi jangan sampai mimpi itu mengecohkan kita gitu. Jangan sampai mimpi mematahkan rasionalisasi kita gitu. Banyak ada yang bilang, aduh saya tuh pengen jadi ini, pengen pengen mengejar karirnya di bidang inilah gitu, anggap saja di bidang politik gitu. Cuma kebutuhan pokoknya belum tercukupi, ada yang menawari kerja atau dapat kerjaan di perusahaan atau di bank, nggak bisa seperti itu, di perusahaan biasalah seperti itu. Nggak mau karena mau memulainya, pengen, saya tuh passionnya tuh di politik, pengen banget jadi politika atau pengen jadi kepala daerah gitu kan, pengen buru-buru langsung gitu kan. Nah ini kan salah satu contoh yang namanya pengen instan gitu. Sebenarnya kalau misalnya saya bisa kasih saran, dan banyak sekali orang-orang besar di Indonesia yang emang mulai dari nol. Mereka itu pasti memulai dari sesuatu yang kecil, dan dengan tidak adanya sosial media mungkin dulu itu hal yang biasa gitu. Usia 20-an kita masih memulai jadi kecil, jadi stafnya seseorang atau apa, itu biasa aja gitu. Jadi bukan berarti sebuah ada orang yang sukses di usia 20-an, bukan berarti yang nggak sukses di usia 20-an itu gagal. Nah, ini yang maksud saya ingin saya menyemangati teman-teman juga, bahwa percayalah dengan proses itu, lakukan apa yang bisa kita lakukan sekarang. Kalau bisa sekarang kuliah dengan sambil nambah-nambah CV dengan magang atau kerja tambahan, ya itu bagus. Atau mau kalau emang berkecukupan, ya tambahlah kegiatan positif lainnya gitu, misalnya dengan organisasi atau bahkan nambah kursus-kursus yang lainnya yang bisa di masa depan bisa nambah gitu. Mungkin yang sekarang kalau bahasa Inggris sudah very common, apalagi di Jakarta. Saya di apartemen turun ke bawah aja kayak udah bukan berada di Indonesia gitu, udah kayak di luar negeri, everyone can talk English right now. Jadi semua yang bisa bahasa Inggris kan tuh udah basic gitu. Jadi kita harus mikir juga nih, gimana caranya, misalnya lulusnya kapan nih, beberapa tahun lagi, 10 tahun lagi lah ibaratnya mau karir gitu kan. 10 tahun lagi yang nggak basic tuh apa sih? Kalau sekarang belum udah bisa bahasa Inggris, ya tambah bahasa lainnya atau apa gitu, tambah skill lainnya gitu. Jangan sampai kita jangan di bawah standar gitu kalau pengen memang maju ataupun jadi orang yang terdepan. Kemudian juga ini kayaknya yang terakhir, every social work should not be a place to make money. Ini sebenarnya nasihat ini saya dapat waktu saya kuliah di kedokteran gigi dari dosen saya. Jadi dia dulu kasih contoh, dia bilang, jadi dokter itu kaki kiri kamu di surga, kaki kanan kamu di neraka, dia bilang gitu kan. Kenapa? Karena ya ketika kita bekerja di bidang untuk sosial gitu, apapun pekerjaan itu, dosen, guru atau apalah yang berhubungan dengan sosial gitu kan. Jangan pernah berpikir untuk kaya dari situ gitu. Kenapa? Karena pasti akan menjadi kamu akan menjadi pekerja jadi yang buruk gitu. Kalau jadi dokter akan jadi dokter yang buruk. Begitu juga dengan misal saya contoh kepala daerah ataupun anggota dewan gitu kan. Ini saya anggap sebagai pekerjaan sosial gitu. Jadi kalau kita berharap kaya dari jadi wali kota, kaya dari jadi anggota dewan kan, kita akan mikirnya gimana cara dapat duitnya, yang pada akhirnya ya kita akan terjebak gitu. Jadi try to have other income to avoid being trapped in the political black hole. Jadi cobalah untuk mempunyai, kalau yang mau masuk politik gitu. Jadi ini berhubungan dengan yang sebelumnya, cobalah untuk punya income yang settle dulu, atau kalau misalnya orang tua kaya, ya oke lah dari orang tua gitu, atau dari siapa yang udah warisan banyak gitu kan, ya nggak apa-apa gitu kan. Jadi jangan belum punya uang terus nyari uang di sini gitu. Nah itu mau nggak mau pasti akan orientasinya akan uang gitu. Orientasi uang tuh manusiawi sekali gitu. Kalau kita bekerja ataupun berbisnis terutama gitu kan, orientasi uang ya sangat masuk akal. Kita kan memberikan value ke orang lain gitu. We sell a value and they give me money gitu kan. Ini sangat bukan sesuatu yang salah gitu. Tapi secara secara etika, apalagi saya sebagai Muslim gitu, memberikan bekerja sebagai di bidang sosial itu rasanya kurang elok aja gitu, Kak. Nggak salah sih sebenarnya gitu. Nggak apa-apa kok kalau ada yang mau jadi kepala daerah mau kaya itu ya nggak apa-apa gitu. Cuma kan kemungkinan untuk kepleset ke black hole-nya itu akan sangat besar seperti itu. Kecuali emang kuat imannya gitu. Karena akan banyak sekali setiap detik, setiap menit itu akan banyak sekali godaan-godaan yang datang gitu. Hanya sekedar mungkin kita bisa lihat contoh aja, contoh kecil mungkin ya, nggak usah kepala daerah gitu. Ya polisi atau siapa gitu kan, atau yang kerja di kecamatan gitu, ini saya mau bikin KTP terus diselipin di amplopnya 100.000 gitu kan, itu kan salah satu bentuk apa ya, black hole-nya ya, di salah satu apa ya sesuatu yang kurang elok lah gitu. Mungkin udah biasa sih sebenarnya, mungkin biar cepet gitu kan, uang cepat atau apa gitu. Cuma ini tuh salah satu apa titik awal korupsi sebenarnya, walaupun 100.000 nggak banyak gitu. Cuma kan kalau di posisinya lebih gede, mungkin yang wali kota atau gubernur, ya mereka nggak diamplopinnya nggak 100.000, mungkin berapa 100 juta atau 100.000 dolar, ya saya nggak tahu berapa gitu kan. Nah itu kan salah satu gambarannya. Jangan pernah jadikan bekerja di bidang sosial itu tempat untuk mencari uang. Kemudian, nggak terakhir. What forms of implementation of political responsibility could be applied by youth generation? The first one is try to be sensitive and critical to the current political issue. Kita bekerja di jadi anggota dewan itu sangat mendengarkan suara dari masyarakat. Mungkin di kamar sebelah atau di DPR gitu kan apa namanya suka sering di demo. Kalau DPD sih belum pernah di demo ya. Saya nggak tahu juga jadi tapi karena kita selalu turun dan setiap membuat rancangan undang-undang tuh selalu mendengar apa dari pakar, itu nggak ada kepentingan politik, nggak ada kepentingan dari partai politik maksud saya gitu. Jadi ya kita bikin aja diterima dan pada akhirnya kan itu mungkin yang tahu proses apa undang-undang dibuat tuh gimana. Saya cerita sedikit. Jadi kita ada DPR dan DPD di setiap tahunnya itu kita akan punya prolegnas. Jadi DPR itu dan juga pemerintah ya. Jadi ada tiga kamar, pemerintah, DPR, dan juga DPD. Pemerintah akan punya rancangan undang-undang sendiri, beberapa kementerian banyak gitu ya. DPR juga akan punya juga nih beberapa rancangan undang-undang. Terus DPD juga punya. Jadi totalnya tuh akan banyak ratusan undang-undang. Nah, setiap undang-undang itu akan punya anggaran masing-masing gitu. Nah, ini kita bisa lihat ini ada kok di berita dan sidangnya terbuka sekali untuk umum gitu. Berapa undang-undang yang akan dibahas oleh pemerintah DPR dan DPD, pemerintah dan DPR, atau pemerintah dan DPD, atau DPR dan DPD, itu akan ada banyak. Kita bisa lihat, googling aja Prolegnas 2022, apa aja undang-undangnya. Nah, itu kita bisa lihat undang-undang yang lagi dibahas itu di situ apa gitu. Kelamnya ini di keadaan saat ini gitu. Terkadang banyak beberapa lah oknum bisa saya bilang. Undang-undang itu diperjualbelikan. Diperjualbelikan maksud saya di sini pesanan dari siapalah pengusaha siapa saya nggak bisa sebut gitu kan. Orang-orang tertentu lah gitu, kaum tertentu gitu yang memesan. Jadi maksud saya di sini adalah kita sebagai masyarakat, apalagi sebagai mahasiswa, harus coba sensitif dan kritis terhadap apa yang terjadi. Kalau kalian memperhatikan undang-undang itu misalnya di Cipta Kerja misalnya sekarang yang lagi dibahas gitu kan, di bagian batu bara, di bagian mineralnya atau segala macam gitu. Ini make sense nggak gitu? Ini nih beneran menguntungkan atau enggak gitu. Jadi jangan nunggu hebohnya saja, tapi kita juga harus terus memantau gitu. Pada akhirnya orang-orang di sana itu takut sama masyarakat. Kekuatan terbesar itu adalah masyarakat gitu. Kekuatan terbesar itu adalah semua masyarakat Indonesia ini gitu. Jadi kalau ada demo pasti dipikirin gitu. Jadi kalau misalnya sekalinya kurang rasa-rasanya itu nggak cocok gitu ya, demo lah gitu. Atau rasa-rasanya nggak cocok, datanglah ke sana gitu. Datanglah coba bicara gitu. Pasti dipikirkan. Apalagi udah sampai ricuh atau apalagi sampai besar dan viral dan heboh segala macam, itu pasti akan dipikirkan. Jadi kadang kami yang merasa aduh ini kok nggak di ini ya gitu. Kadang beberapa undang-undang kita yang sudah kita bikin capek-capek dipatahkan gitu kan. Aduh kok nggak masuk ya gitu kan. Kita kan nunggu dorongan dari masyarakat seperti yang saya katakan dari presidential threshold tadi gitu kan. Di DPD kan lagi digaungkan saat ini untuk diturunkan atau bahkan dihilangkan presiden threshold-nya. Cuma kalau masyarakatnya nggak ikutan bicara, masyarakatnya nggak ikut kasih suara, ya dicuekin aja kita gitu. Apalagi partai politik besar ya pasti nggak suka dengan mereka masih pengennya yang gede raksasa aja yang bisa jadi presiden. Nah, itu salah satu contohnya. Kemudian juga the second one is running a country is not only the government job but everyone's job. So try to not to blame but give a solution. Jadi ini sama ya, menyambung dengan yang tadi. Karena menjalankan sebuah negara bukan hanya tugas pemerintah tapi semua orang. Sama seperti bersih-bersih jalanan atau membersihkan kota itu bukan hanya petugas petugas kebersihan gitu, tapi juga tugas kita bersama untuk tidak buang sampah sembarangan. Nah, itu contoh gampangnya gitu. Jadi kalau misalnya ngerasa ini nggak baik-baik saja nih, pemerintah tidak baik-baik saja, baik pemerintah daerah mau pemerintah pusat dan lain sebagainya. Kalau merasa itu tidak baik-baik saja, gimana caranya kita kasih solusi gitu. Banyak sekali, apalagi zaman sekarang anak-anak mudanya udah hebat-hebat ya, dengan adanya salah satu contohnya socialpreneur saat ini yang digaungkan anak-anak muda itu sangat memberikan solusi dan salah satu bentuk membantu memberikan solusi untuk negara. Kemudian terakhir, the easiest way is to vote. Jadi kalau memang nggak bisa kasih solusi atau nggak bisa, yang saya nih udah nggak ngerti lah, saya nggak mau tahu gitu, nggak ngerti banget, nggak mau tahu banget, males gitu. Ngapa-ngapain pun juga males. Ya paling mudah itu adalah jadi vote gitu, voting, kasih suara, jangan golput. Kenapa kalau golput? Kenapa sih emang kalau golput kan nggak ngasih suara? Jangan salah, saya melalui pemilihan banyak sekali kalau yang namanya kecurangan tuh udah biasa banget pasti ada. Apalagi orang-orang yang nggak milih, orang-orang yang nggak ngasih suara itu kan kertasnya kosong, ya diambil sama orang, bukannya dibiarin kosong, pasti diambil sama orang. Nah, jadi cobalah untuk memilih gitu, memberikan suara. Nah, akan lebih baik lagi adalah to vote for the right person. Jadi sebelum memilih, apalagi kita udah masuki tahun-tahun pemilihan 2024, kepala daerah, anggota dewan, cobalah untuk menilik atau memeriksa rekam jejaknya secara benar gitu. Mungkin di media, sebenarnya media pun juga kadang menipu gitu kan. Ya cobalah untuk lebih kritis lah, kita kan bisa gitu kan ya, masa orang terkenal kita nggak bisa cari informasinya. Nah mungkin itu saja dari saya. Saya akan menerima sekali sesi jika ada pertanyaan-pertanyaan atau bahkan bukan pertanyaan, hanya masukan atau cerita, itu sangat saya izinkan sekali. Dan juga mungkin dari presentasi saya ini ada yang kurang masuk atau tidak sesuai dengan tema, saya mohon maaf. Mungkin tadi sudah diceritakan juga background-nya bahwa saya itu S1-nya di kedokteran gigi dan S2-nya di bisnis. Jadi untuk teman-teman yang emang jurusannya political ya, sospol ya, social political, tidak mendapatkan tidak sesuai dengan textbook ataupun teori yang kalian pelajari. Saya mohon maaf, ini semuanya adalah cerita dari pengalaman dan yang bisa saya sharing untuk teman-teman. Mungkin itu saja, boleh saya kembalikan ke moderator.
Okay, thank you to Miss Amalia Sobli. Your session is very amazing, Miss. Even though this is just your experience, but experience is also an insight, Miss. So we really thank that session. From the material given, we can conclude that learning politics doesn't mean that we want to be politicians, be the House of Representatives, for example, but that's actually a general knowledge that everyone needs to know. we, young generation, needs to involve in every aspect of political process. Whatever we want to be, we should be patient with the process since everything needs process, right? When running a country is the job of everyone, not only a certain people. So thus, we need to keep in mind that we need to give some solutions, not only blaming and critics. Now we're going to go to the question and answer session. To all audiences, we please you to use raise hand features to ask your question directly to the speaker. However, if you are unable to unmute yourself, you may type your question in the chat box. Once more, to all audiences, we please you to use raise hand features to ask your question directly to the speaker. However, if you are unable to unmute yourself, you may type your question in the chat box. Then I've seen here there are two raised hands. So first of all, I please maybe Muhammad Fikri first. So Muhammad Fikri, the time is yours.
Okay, moderator, thank you for the chance. My voice is clear.
Yes, very clear.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ibu, good morning. My name is Muhammad Fikri. I'm from Communication Science Sriwijaya University. Here I have questions. My questions is, why is the Parliamentary Council in Indonesia not limited in terms of its period, as well as the president who is limited 2 terms? It is often found that there are members of parliament who have more than 2 terms. Okay, Ibu, I think that's my questions. Thank you. Thank you, moderator.
Okay, thank you, Vicky. Miss Amalia, I want to ask your question and answer preference. Do you want us to collect the question for us, or you want to answer it directly?
Please collect all the question first.
Okay, then we're going to the second question from Audrey. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much for the moderator. Perhaps my question is will be going in bahasa directly. Jadi gini ya, Miss Amalia. Jadi kan kebanyakan di sebagian besar sebelumnya itu aku pribadi sangat setuju banget ya dengan statement maupun presentasi yang telah dipaparkan dari Miss Amalia tadi kan. Mengingat kalau yang namanya negara demokrasi itu ya memang kalau berbicara soal kebebasan itu di tangan rakyat ya itu valid banget ya. Tapi pada praktiknya ya kita sering lihat cukup banyak ya kalau pengambil arah keputusan ataupun kebijakan di stakeholder itu banyak banget orang-orang konservatif yang menjadi penentu. Nah, ini mungkin sebuah argumen yang agak sedikit liar menurut saya. Tapi ini saya mau coba meminta pandangan dari Miss Amalia ya, selaku pemateri pada kali ini. Nah, apakah memungkinkan ya jika seandainya, let's say kalau pemegang kekuasaan itu yang awal dipenuhi oleh orang konservatif itu udah pada hilang semua kayak gitu kan? Apakah kita yang calon generasi milenial ini tidak menutup kemungkinan bakal menjadi calon konservatif serupa, yang dimana kita itu bakal melakukan praktik yang serupa. Let's say kita pada saat ini ya mungkin kita masih idealis banget ya, mau coba ngomongin arah kebijakan itu harus universal, harus bersifat universal dan tidak bersifat inward looking kayak gitu kan, harus bersifat outward looking di sana. Nah, apakah tidak menutup kemungkinan jika seandainya pas kita mungkin salah satu dari kita yang ada di Zoom sini bakal melakukan hal serupa sebagaimana yang dilakukan oleh para orang konservatif di masa lalu.
Okay, thank you for the question, Audrey. To Miss Amalia, maybe this is those are the questions. To Miss Amalia, this is your time to answer.
Okay, thank you for such a amazing question. It's kind of hard, yeah. Yeah, I smile because oh no. So the first one I will try to answer. The first question is from Vicky. The question is why is the parliament member didn't have a limited period, right? Is that correct? Jadi kenapa anggota dewan periodenya tidak terbatas, sedangkan jabatan seperti presiden itu terbatas. Seperti itu ya, kurang lebih ya pertanyaannya ya.
Iya, betul, Bu.
Iya, ini sebenarnya sesuatu yang apa ya, cukup kritis ya. Ya benar juga ya, kenapa ya gitu kan. Saya juga, oh iya ya kenapa ya gitu kan. Nah ya, tapi bisa saya kurang tahu, saya harus jujur gitu, saya kurang tahu alasan jelasnya seperti apa, karena ini kan ada di undang-undang MD3 yang pastinya itu kan yang mengatur tentang itu, dan prosesnya seperti apa dulu saya juga kurang tahu gitu alasan-alasan ini gitu. Cuma gitu secara logika gitu, secara logika aja gitu. Ini yang bikin undang-undang kan nggak mungkin dong katanya gitu. Ini saya nggak tahu, ini nggak tahu ya. Aduh, saya takut salah jawab nanti ini lagi saya kena marah lagi. Ya ketika kita membuat undang-undang pasti kita akan memikirkan untuk diri sendiri lah ibaratnya gitu kan, untuk lembaga sendiri gitu kan, apakah DPR akan seperti itu juga gitu, apakah MPR akan seperti itu juga gitu kan. Pasti kita walaupun secara seadil mungkin yang namanya membuat aturan untuk diri sendiri pasti akan longgar gitu kan. Jadi ya kita aja gitu, saya mau bikin ini aturan ini saya tukang bikin aturan ya, saya tukang bikin undang-undang nih gitu kan, mau bikin aturan untuk rumah inilah, ibaratnya saya ibu nih ya, saya kasih tahu anak saya, kamu nggak boleh nonton TV gitu, kamu nggak boleh ya main iPad ya cuma 2 jam ya, hari ini cuma sejam gitu kan, pokoknya yang di rumah ini nggak boleh megang HP lebih dari 2 jam gitu kan. Apakah saya akan mudah untuk buat diri saya sendiri? Ya tentu tidak gitu kan. Saya nyuruh anak saya nggak nonton iPad, saya sendiri HP-an terus gitu. Saya bilang anak saya nanti matanya sakit loh, lihat ini terus, lihat layar terus gitu. Karena saya sendiri lihat layar terus gitu kan. Ini kan logika bodoh lah ini kalau saya bilang gitu kan. Ini saya cuma ini aja gitu. Ini jawaban pastinya saya jujur saya kurang tahu seperti apa prosesnya. Tapi kan secara logika bodoh ini gitu, kalau kita bikin undang-undang buat diri sendiri pasti ya akan melonggarkan untuk diri sendiri gitu. Nah tapi juga selain itu sebenarnya ini kan orang-orangnya itu jarang sekali kalau saya biasa bilang itu yang bisa berperiode-periode banyaknya, kecuali Cepopon gitu kan. Cepopon mungkin yang tahu itu Cepopon dulu yang megang dari Partai Golkar, yang megang palu itu, yang palunya hilang jadi pemimpin sidang. Nah itu dia dari dia muda sampai dia jadi nenek-nenek, mungkin sekarang udah berakhir lah itu. Ya sekitar berapa periode, mungkin 6 atau 7 periode, itu berapa, 7 kali 5, 35 tahun mungkin kan dia udah ada di sana. Itu cukup lama juga sebenarnya gitu. Dan itu yang orang-orang yang terkenal gitu, maksudnya yang paling lama lah di situ, sisanya ya kayaknya tidak jarang sekali yang bisa berlama-lama di sana, kalaupun karena tidak terpilih lagi juga biasanya akan pindah gitu. Yang namanya manusia pasti ada rasa bosan. Misalnya saya udah berapa tahun gitu misalnya di DPD, pasti pengen pindah nyobain yang lain lagi, atau pengen pindah ke sebelah, atau pengen pindah kembali ke daerah, atau mungkin nggak ngapa-ngapain gitu. Nah ini sebenarnya salah satu contoh kasarnya aja gitu. Ya balik lagi saya harus mengakui saya belum mempelajari pasti alasan pastinya seperti apa, tapi ya kalau kita bisa mikir-mikirannya menurut saya seperti itu gitu. Karena ini cerita-cerita dikit juga nih. Kalau namanya anggaran kayak di DPR gitu kan, mereka kan yang bikin anggaran se-Indonesia Raya ini kan. Di DPD itu nggak ada yang namanya fungsi anggaran. Jadi kita nggak bikin anggaran untuk kementerian lain gitu. Kita nggak ada itu gitu. Makanya kadang kalau kita pulang tuh nggak bawa apa-apa, nggak bisa bawa yang namanya perbaikan jalan atau apa gitu. Kita cuma bisa ngusulin. Cuma akan berbeda dengan DPR. Mereka itu kan punya fungsi anggarannya. Jadi mereka sama-sama dengan kementerian tuh bikin anggaran untuk Indonesia ini gitu, untuk Republik ini selama tiap tahunnya. Nah itu biasanya itu akan ada diselipkan seperti ya hal-hal yang kurang baik atau kurang beretika. Nah biasanya di situ yang terjadinya. Kita lihat aja kasus-kasus korupsi sebelumnya, misalnya EKTP gitu kan. Nah itu kan karena mereka menganggarkan pembuatan EKTP ya, itu kalau nggak salah dari anggota Banggar semua atau gimana gitu, atau dari komisi berapa gitu, yang hampir satu semua komisinya itu kena gitu kan, bergiliran lah kalau nggak salah, itu panjang pokok ceritanya, sampai kalau ngikutin kasusnya kayak yang siapa namanya, Nazarudin ya, yang Demokrat itu kan bilang, ya ini kalau ditarik ini banyak sekali orang-orang yang tergabung di kasus ini gitu. Nah, itu contoh juga gitu, di sisi-sisi gelapnya dari orang-orang yang mengambil kebijakan. Tapi nggak semuanya seperti itu ya. Ntar karena saya ngomong negatif terus seperti itu, nanti dikiranya di sana jelek semua. Enggak. Banyak sekali kok orang-orang yang emang baik dan emang pengen bekerja untuk masyarakat. Kemudian saya harap itu sedikit menjawab. Kemudian dari Audrey, ini juga apakah orang-orang yang idealisme seperti kita ini akan menjadi di masa depan akan menjadi orang yang konservatif juga gitu, apakah tidak menutup kemungkinan akan menjadi orang yang sama. Yang namanya kemungkinan ya pasti ada lah gitu kan, kemungkinan itu kan 50-50 ya, pasti namanya masih mungkin gitu, mungkin berarti ada persentase jadi atau tidak jadinya gitu ya. Pun kita juga kayak saya aja, generasi milenial yang kadang juga berseberangan, ada beberapa hal yang berseberangan dengan generasi Z yang saling generasi milenial ini orangnya terlalu udah agak kolot lah kayak gitu, kurang asik, dan ataupun dari generasi milenial sendiri melihat generasi Z, oh ini bercanda terus gitu kan, kayak nggak ada kerjanya atau gimana gitu kan, atau terlalu baper. Nah itu kan salah satu permasalahan lintas generasi yang kita punya egosentrik masing-masing gitu ya. Pasti orang-orang yang kita bisa bilang bukan konservatif ya, mungkin yang boomers kali ya. Kalau konservatif, saya sedikit konservatif ya orangnya. Maksudnya konservatif di sini saya sebagai Muslim dan juga sebagai orang Timur, mungkin di mata orang-orang yang liberal ya sangat bebas, mereka sangat setuju dengan LGBT, atau mereka setuju dengan seks sebelum nikah, atau ya hal-hal liberal lainnya. Karena saya Muslim dan beragama gitu, saya mungkin masuk kategori orang yang konservatif gitu. Jadi konservatifnya seperti apa dulu gitu. Mungkin maksudnya adalah kaum-kaum yang memang yang udah boomers kali ya, udah generasi boomers ke atas gitu, yang menurut kita kolot gitu. Tapi mungkin sebenarnya enggak juga gitu, bagi mereka ya nilai-nilai yang mereka terapkan itu tidak salah gitu. Begitu juga dengan kita nanti, mungkin ya kita akan sama terus seperti ini, idealismenya akan seperti ini terus gitu. Tapi bagi kaum-kaum yang di bawah kita nanti, ya generasi alfa, mungkin bagi mereka ini sangat kolot sekali kita ini ya, kita nggak tahu ke depannya seperti apa. Tapi yang namanya perbedaan atau perbedaan idealisme antar generasi itu pasti selalu ada gitu. Kayak sebagai contoh misalnya yang boomers yang di lembaga saya ini, mungkin banyak juga yang menganggap kaum muda milenial ini, aduh kayaknya nggak bisa apa-apa nih gitu kan. Tapi pada akhirnya juga setelah kita memperlihatkan kemampuan kita, ya mereka akhirnya percaya dengan kita gitu, karena mereka tahu mereka tidak mampu gitu. Kayak generasi milenial atau generasi muda di DPD kan hampir semuanya itu udah bisa, maksudnya bahasa asing tuh udah, maksudnya kayak bahasa Inggris gitu udah biasa sekali gitu kan bagi kita. Nah bagi mereka kan jarang banget yang bisa bahasa Inggris, kecuali yang memang dulu anak orang kaya dan kuliah di luar negeri gitu kan. Pada akhirnya kan yang dipakai untuk berkomunikasi dengan negara-negara lain ketika kita ada ketika ada pertemuan ataupun pembahasan dengan negara lain yang mengharuskan kita untuk berbicara menggunakan bahasa asing yang dipakai kan yang muda-muda juga, walaupun emang kita pasti sediakan interpreter ya atau translator gitu. Cuma kan untuk melakukan pendekatan kita lebih tahu caranya untuk bersosialisasi dengan orang asing gitu dibanding dengan mereka. Nah itu maksud saya salah satu skill yang dimiliki dari setiap generasinya. Mungkin itu saja ya, semoga menjawab. Pertanyaan tadi apakah tidak menutup kemungkinan? Ya tidak menutup kemungkinan, bisa saja kita jadi orang yang menurut generasi ke bawah itu adalah kolot gitu. Oke, itu saja dari saya. Semoga bisa memberi sedikit pencerahan. Saya kembalikan ke moderator.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Amalia, for the answer. To Muhammad Fikri, what do you think? Is that already clear for you?
Okay, thank you, Ibu, for answering my questions. I think it's already clear, moderator. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And for Audrey, is it already clear?
Yes, it's already clear enough. Thank you, Miss.
Okay, then we're going to the next agenda. But before that, I ask again, if there are any more questions, you can directly raise your hand or type it in the chat box. I will count from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then it means that there is no question anymore. So from overall the session, we can of this question and answer session, we can conclude that yes, there are some negative narrative or stereotype on politicians, like in the House of Representatives, for example. But we need to put in mind that don't generalize it, because there are still a lot of good people in there, and there are still a lot of good people in the politics position. So we do hope that all the insightful insight given by Ms. Amalia Sobli would be beneficial for us in the future. Then this is the end of the second session. To Ms. Amalia, we please you to state your closing statement, if any.
I need to say thank you for all of the committee, especially moderator, to lead this session with very well. And also, I would like to thank to all the participants who very patiently listening to my explanation, and I hope you guys got the benefit from me from this session. And also, if you have any question beside this, I'm really open to have a chat with you. And also, I always opening my DM on official account of Amalia Sobli and also my account. But if you have any plan to have a like such an event or something, when do you want to invite me or have a collaborate with me, you can ask through the DM of my Instagram official Amalia Sobli. And ya mungkin itu saja. Saya mohon maaf sekali lagi bila ada salah-salah kata atau informasi yang sekiranya kurang tepat atau terlalu vulgar atau bagaimanapun itu yang kurang berkenan lah. Semoga ada satu kata atau dua kata yang bisa bermanfaat bagi kalian semua, karena dari semuanya ini saya setiap seminar saya selalu berharap ada kebermanfaatan yang keluar dari mulut saya yang bisa menjadi pahala kelak bagi saya. Mungkin itu saja. Sukses semuanya untuk teman-teman yang ada di jurusan sospol ya, jurusan sospol kan ya. Sukses terus. Sekali lagi kalau ada perlu atau mau ditanya diskusi atau apa, boleh banget, saya sangat membuka, atau event atau apapun. Mungkin itu saja dari saya. Terima kasih moderator dan semuanya.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Amalia Sobli. But before you continue your activity, Miss, after this, we have certificate for you as our gratitude towards your previous time and insight. And the certificates will be signed by the director of BO Kogito Fisip Unsri, Sir Fajar Wijaya. To him, place and time are welcome.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Amelia Sobli. In here, BO Kogito would like to express gratitude and appreciation for insightful knowledge from the delivery presentation of Mrs. Amelia Sobli materials. As a symbolist of our presentation, please accept the certificate appreciation from BO Kogito as special speaker in International Socio-Political Studies 1.0.
Thank you for certificate.
Okay, for operator, maybe we could take some documentation. So, yes, Pak Sir Fajar.
Oke, Miss Amelia, mungkin boleh izin sekali pose gaya Kogito. Posenya begini, Miss, saat dokumentasi. Nah, oke, silakan panitia dokumentasi.
Okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you, Sir Fajar and Miss Amalia Sobli for the session. So, once more, we really thank you, Miss Amalia Sobli, SKG MBA. It was really nice to meet you virtually through this event. May we meet again in another occasion as well. Thank you and see you, Miss. Then by the end of that session, this is the end of our core event session. Hopefully, this session will bring us to the best version of us. Thank you for your great attention and participation in this session. I am as the moderator of International Socio-Political Studies, ISOCAS 1.0 2020. Sincerely sending my deepest apologies if there are any mistakes or errors throughout the core session. I give the session back to our Master of Ceremony, Aura. Thank you.
All right, thanks to Regina and also Miss Amalia. The process of our event today has all passed. Therefore, to give this event's memory, let's ask prayer to Almighty God that will be led by Donnie. To Donnie, the time is yours.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, for giving me time to lead the prayer this time. I will the prayer in Islam. So, for friends who are not Muslim, it was hope that they can adjust. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Allahumma inna nas'aluka salamatan fid din wa afiyatan fil jasad wa ziyadatan fi ilmi wa barakatan fi rizqi wa taubatan qabla al-maut wa rahmatan indal maut wa maghfiratan ba'dal maut. Allahumma hawwin alaina fil saqaratil maut wan najata minan nari wal afwa indal hisab. Allahumma ya Rahman ya Rahim. Oh Allah, the most merciful and the most merciful. Today is the event International Social and Political Studies 1.0. Thank you for the abundance of efforts, grace, and opportunities that you have given us. Because of you, we can carry out and participate in this event in good health. We ask for your blessing and guidance in making this event a success. Oh Allah, Allahumma ya Ghafur. Oh Allah, only to you we surrender. Without you, we cannot do anything. We are just human who are weak and helpless in front of you. Forgive us our sin. Accept our deeds of worship and goodness. Lighten our reckoning in the hereafter. Keep us away from the torment of hellfire. Meet us again in your heaven. And accept our prayers. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa ilam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana atina min ladunka rahma innaka antal wahhab. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala ali sayyidil mursalin. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamun ala mursalin. Walhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Thank you to the Master of Ceremony.
Thanks to Donnie. Ladies and gentlemen, to close the event, let us close by saying Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Era Aura Zafira, as the Master of Ceremony today, as for leave by the end of the event, I would like to send you my deepest apologies if there are some errors throughout the events. Lastly, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you on International Social Political Studies, ISACAS 2.0 2023. Goodbye. Thank you.
Aktivitas belajar, handphone untuk mau penuhi barang penunjang kuliah tapi terkendala biaya. Cicil punya solusinya. Gunakan aja fasilitas cicil barang, di mana kamu bisa mendapatkan barang-barang kebutuhan kuliah dengan cara cicilan, seperti laptop untuk menunjang aktivitas belajar, handphone untuk berkomunikasi, dan lainnya. Kamu bisa menggunakan fasilitas cicil barang ini melalui website di cicil.co.id atau download aplikasi cicil di Play Store. Untuk menggunakan cicil barang, pertama-tama kamu perlu daftar untuk membuat akun cicil dan mengisi data profil kamu. Isi data selengkapnya mulai dari data pribadi, akademik, alamat, dan kontak penjamin atau kontak darurat. Pastikan foto KTP, selfie dengan KTP, serta KTM kamu nggak blur, gelap, atau terlalu terang. Kalau nggak ada KTM, kamu bisa gunakan surat keterangan mahasiswa dari kampus,